got 3 home.
3 home. Well, I'm gonna have to get out here. Duff out here.
What days?
Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Monday, senior night.
I know, I'm not trying to.
I need to come.
Tuesday's gonna be tough. Thursday's gonna be good.
Tuesday, I don't.
28. So we're going to give him 3, 2nd and 7. 8:55 to go in the second. And call out of the shotgun. At his own 28, takes the snap, and he keeps it. And nice move, and Paul breaking tackles. He's all the way out across the 35 to 38, first down.
They've been Stratton Fuller there and Martin Smith on the tackle.
So 1st and 10. So Paul kind of playing the Greg Bolden we talked about a little bit ago. They do. He does have a receiver out to the far side, and everybody else bunched up in the box. And Call takes it, back to throw with time. Now he's on the hot seat, under duress. He's running, throws it against the green, and throws it into the Angola bench.
That was just a smart play by Call there. I mean, he had 2 or 3 black jerseys following him, and then his receiver that he wanted to throw to had 2 Eagle defenders there. So just a smart play by Call, just to throw that away and just reset for 2nd down.
It's like the Zents are chiming in tonight.
Ooh, Scooter Zent.
Just drove by.
Uh-oh.
Away from somewhere. Welcome to broadcast. So clock stopped, 8:13 to go in the second. And call 5 on the play clock. And they hand it off this time. It's not called. And they shake a bunch of tackles. First down.
Tackled there by Brock Uher.
Uher was about the last one standing, and he shredded the Eagle defense there.
Yeah, I mean, Uher was the last line of defense, and being able to bring him down by the shoelaces, that saved the Eagle defense there.
Is that Tagliaferri again?
I believe it was.
1st and 10 at their own 47 as the Hornets threaten Eagle territory. Clock running, 7:52 to go in the first half, 28-6 Columbia City. And Call hands off, and Tagliaferri into the pile, and he's going to keep dragging the pile for 7, 6.
Yeah, about 6.
Actually, that was Hasselman. Good hard-earned run by Hasselman. 2nd and 4. They're in Eagle territory now. 46. Call takes the snap, low snap, bobbled it, picked it up. Now he throws deep down the right side. He's got a man open. Oh, and a nice move inside the 15-10 and down to the 8-yard line.
Yeah, that was Tagliaferri. Yeah, it was a great catch, and then just a great move on Heron that just sent Heron to the ground and picked him up an extra 15 yards.
So 1st and goal at the 8. So big pass play there. 40-yard pass play. Check that, 38. So Angola in business in the red zone.
I told her, I was like, it gets
Call.
negative 45 here in the winter.
Looks for the snap. And they fake and give it to Tagliaferri around the left side, and Eagle defense stifled that.
It's down to about the 7-yard line.
So maybe a yard.
44 with the stop.
Elston there with the tackle for the Eagles.
Comes up a little limp there.
No place on the 8-yard line still.
Actually, no gain, I guess, so, or a loss.
Yeah, he's been hobbling on the ankle the past couple of weeks. Seems like it's been a bit of an issue for him.
So call out of the shotgun for the Hornets, dressed in all white tonight. And Call fakes, looking for the end zone, fires up. Touchdown! Nice catch.
That was a great catch there by Lane King.
Lane King.
The Hornets on the board, 28-12.
Yeah, it was just a great catch, a little out route there, and just it was a great throw also by Call, just to put it in the perfect spot for King. Just only King could really touch that ball. It was just a really good throw.
Yep, well done by Call to Kane.
They're going to be going for 2
Hornets
here.
going for 2.
Make up for the botched extra point. So they do send the receivers out. They're going to hustle up to the line of scrimmage. Going for 2. Call up under center. Man goes in motion, and they're going to go around left on a sweep, cutting inside, and the Eagles shut that down.
Trying to tackle, stop short.
Tackle.
2-point conversion.
Stop short. 28-12 remains your score with 6:21 to go in the half.
Tonight's microphones are from the support of Flowtech Plumbing and Heating, serving locally for 30 years now. They offer furnace tune-ups and complete repair. More information is available at flowtechpnh.com. Tonight's game stream is brought to you in part by ProFed Credit Union, providing our community with modern banking services with individual attention for personal accounts and businesses alike. ProFed Credit Union specializes in savings for goals, mortgages, car loans, and business banking too. ProFed Credit Union serves Northern Indiana with a network of 37,000 plus ATMs and 12 branch locations. They are now in Columbia City, just off of US 30 near Walmart.
See if we could get a score update from Napanee, but I have yet to find anything from about North and West. Of course, Northridge, Northwood winner will play this winter. If it is Columbia City and Northwood, we will host round 2 next week. Long way to go yet, but if it was Northridge and us, we would travel to Middlebury. That's not a fun trip.
Game update from the Leo East Noble game with 1:51 left in the second quarter. The East Noble Knights lead over the Lions 14-6.
Wow, East Noble leads?
Yes.
They've taken Leo out the last couple of years.
That just seems like to be just kind of the game of the conference, or when it comes to sectional, if they get paired or if they eventually play each other, it just seems like just a really good game.
Villaforte to kick. And the pooch. Ooh, an onside kick. Eagles better cover. Fall on, they let it go. Angola football. 3 guys over there, and we didn't get it, I don't believe. Well, Andy Thomas is red hot over there, the coach.
Seems like there's a bit of confusion down there.
Well, what's going on here? Coach Thomas was livid there, hopping, skipping, and jumping down the sidelines. Coach Fox now spreads his arms in disbelief. Columbia City football. No wonder Andy Thomas is red hot. He's still letting Austin Riggleman have it over there.
A bit of trickery there. It seems like something out of Bill Belichick's playbook.
He went for the onside kick. It looked pretty effective there for the time being.
Going for the razzle-dazzle.
Well, the officials.
Well, that's most certainly.
The official's going to confer here. We're going to re-kick. Well, you know that's probably a good call because 76 hustled right up there and kicked it. I didn't have the signal, so Coach Fox gets an explanation. So I guess we'll do it again.
Good old replay.
The ball was kicked off before the ready sign was given. For the kicker to proceed, we'll re-kick it.
Hoppy will make the call. Hoppy, yeah, you're off the hook, Hoppy. You said appears. Rule book by Mike Hoppy. Okay, so Heron and Fuller, although they seem intent on keeping it away from them. So Villaforte to kick again. We see the pooch. We see the squib kick. And here we go. And it's a pooch up in the air. Fair catch called for and made at the 34.
So, Clayton Scott yet again.
He's had 3 fair catches on kicks tonight.
He has, and successfully has been able to keep control of all 3 of them.
Yeah, that's when that fluttering football gets up there in the air and you're not used to receiving it, being in the midsection of the special team unit, catch off guard. Good job by Clayton Scott. 6:16 to go in the first half. 28-12 Columbia City. And Bold under center, hands off, and Seavers in the pile. He is laying basted after a yard gain.
Didn't really have anywhere to go. Didn't really have a gap created by the offensive line. Just, I don't even know what else to say about that. Just did not have anywhere to go.
So 2nd and 8, and Barrera around the corner. He's going to stumble across the 40 to the 43, maybe.
Turned the corner, and he had a bit of room to work with, and can't tell who that far receiver was. I think that's Shear. Shear provided that lead block.
Barrera's down. A muscle something here. He's trying to get up, gets back down. So Barrera will be 10-2, and Sean's going to tell you about some of our fine underwriters.
Tonight's game stream is brought to you in part by ProFed Credit Union, providing our community with modern banking services. With individual attention for personal accounts and businesses alike, ProFed Credit Union specializes in savings for goals, mortgages, car loans, and business banking too. ProFed Credit Union serves Northern Indiana with a network of 37,000 plus ATMs and 12 branch locations. They are now in Columbia City, just off of US 30 near Walmart. Tonight's game score updates on WJHS are brought to you by Moo Over Ice Cream Shop. Building flavors from scratch, Moo Over offers ice cream flavors including Sunny Chocolate Nut Free, Strawberry Jam, Rocky Road, and Custom Candy Pecan. Moo Over also offers a variety of family sundaes, soft serves, shakes, tumbleweeds, and gluten-free desserts that accompany ice cream. Moo Over Ice Cream Shop, located right across from the furniture store in downtown Columbia City.
Well, Barrera comes off and from power. Third down 4.
Looks like he's holding his wrist.
Yeah, it does. Hopefully nothing broken there. So Bolt up under center. And Bolt comes to the far side, throws against the grain, dropped by Scott, or Piper, incomplete.
Yeah, Piper was just wide open, and he started running before. I mean, he took his eyes off the ball, started, looking upfield before he had that in his hands, and that's just something where you got to be able to keep your eyes on the ball, make sure that gets to your hands, secure it, and then turn upfield.
So 4th and 4, Eagles appear to be going for it. And what do we have here?
There's a timeout for
Columbus. No, Hornets timeout. So 5:27 to go in the half, 28-12, Columbia City.
Tonight's game feed is brought to you by Morse's Builders Mart, located at 516 East Van Buren Street in Columbia City, with locations in Huntington, Wabash, Warsaw, and Goshen. Online at morsesbuildersmart.com, serving northeastern Indiana since 1871. This broadcast is also brought to you by Bart's Car Store, selection of cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Bart's Car Store offers test drives, cash for trade-ins, and financing options. Bart's Car Store, serving Columbia City, Whitley County, and Fort Wayne. WJHS Radio is also brought to you by Mike & Sons Satellite and TV Services. Mike & Sons is an authorized Dish Network and DirecTV provider and is now offering 8-bay antenna TV hookups from Channel Master. That's up to 40 local channels from South Bend all the way to Fort Wayne. With 30 years of experience, Mike is here locally, hands-on for every customer. Mike & Sons is available on the phone at 260-213-3251. They're also on Facebook and online at MikeandSonsSatellite.com.
Just watching the highlight on Twitter of East Noble scoring their 2nd touchdown.
They got one before the end of the second half.
That's still 14-6. With 1:50 to go before half.
Okay, yep.
So here are the Eagles on 4th and 4 up to the line of scrimmage. No punting here, going for it. Try to draw them offside, I would imagine. Clock frozen with 5:27 to go in the half. Roll up under center. Piper in motion.
Play clock down to 5.
And Columbia City will call a timeout.
They're just trying to see if they can get him to jump off sides.
Yep. So we'll see what happens after the timeout by Columbia City.
We'll talk to you about some underwriters real quick. Again, WJHS is brought to you in part by Indiana Physical Therapy, offering the highest credentialed therapists in the area, treating all walks of life from peewees to professionals to Olympians. With 18 locations in northern Indiana, including Fort Wayne, Angola, Auburn, Bluffton, Decatur, Elkhart, Goshen, Huntington, New Haven, and Warsaw, Indiana Physical Therapy is next to Oriental Buffet in Columbia City. Indiana Physical Therapy, online at indianapt.com. Tonight's microphones are from the support of Flowtech Plumbing and Heating. Serving locally for 30 years, they offer furnace tune-ups and complete repair. More information is available at flowtechpnh.com.
Coach Nelson checking in, amazed that Andrew Thompson has Twitter. he helped. He's one of those younger guys that's helped me out with technology in the past. So he's getting a good laugh.
We need to keep helping you with technology, Coach.
4th and 4, and Bolt on the run, on the hot seat, being chased, throws a dump pass, caught at midfield. First down.
Josh Arntz there on the reception.
Big play on 4th down, and that's first down at the 49 of the Hornets. Holy crow.
That was a great throw and catch.
Okay.
So 1st and 10, clock running, 5:14 to go. And here is going to be Sievers, I believe. Arntz.
That was Arntz.
So Arntz gets 6.
Doing it through the air and on the ground. Josh Arntz. He's there for you.
Goal of defense has to be getting tired. 2nd and 4 for Columbia City. Bolt up under center, takes the handoff, and Arntz spins. Nice move, and has the first down and then some. 7 yards. Down to the 36.
Arntz is just pretty much just turning his legs. That's all he's really got to do. I mean, he's not the tallest stature-wise, but he can keep turning his legs and just keep pushing forward with his raw power.
We said before, Eagle was giving up 33 a game, and if the Eagles score here, they'll surpass that. And here's Arntz. Shoves his blocker in the back. So 6 yards for Arntz.
Arntz basically saying, get out of the way. Did him so good too, picked him up a couple extra yards.
2nd down 4. Eagles threatening here towards that north goal here at the stadium. Bolt back to throw. Fires. Caught. And
There's Fuller there on the reception.
that's going to be 6 yards and a first down.
Yep, it was a great catch by Stratton Fuller. I mean, he had his defender right behind him and made sure to come down with that ball just because of the fact that his defender, I mean, he knew his defender was right behind him. He knew he was going to take a shot, but he just had to make sure he had control of that ball.
Arntz around the corner, running out of real estate. And the pile up over there, and I believe he's out of bounds after 4 yards.
Arntz inside the 20-yard line.
19.
Yeah, there's Barrera there on the carry, actually.
Barrera?
Yeah.
Barrera's back.
Yeah.
So 2nd down 6. 3:47 to go in the half, and this time Columbia City runs it over to the left side, and that is Sievers down to the 11. That's going to be a first down.
Number 15, Ethan Miller.
Miller, the tackle for the Hornets.
Of the Hornets. Number 6, Micah Speary.
So Bolt up under center. Fuller, the wide receiver. They hand to Arntz. Arntz going to be drugged down after a couple.
Arntz inside the 10-yard line, about the 9, maybe the 8.
Eagles wasting some time here before the half.
I was going to say that the drive before this one, the Hornets, I mean, that drive took up some time, made sure that they were, you could tell that they were trying to make sure that the ball stayed out of the Eagles' hands, and then they were just kind of waiting, chipping away, and then they went deep, and it worked for them.
Goree came on, and Bolt hands off to
Sievers.
Sievers, touchdown, Columbia City. Nice block there by trying to catch the number.
Maybe, if he can get it.
50.
That was A.J. Spencer.
A.J. Spencer with the block.
A.J. Spencer leads the way for
Ethan Sievers into the end zone from 8 yards out, makes it 34-12.
to hold for Glenn Kleffiker.
So Piper to hold for Kleffiker for the PAT. As the Eagles look to increase the lead, and they do. Piece of cake. 35-12.
And we'll talk to you about some underwriters real quick. Tonight's game stream is brought to you in part by ProFed Credit Union, providing our community with modern banking services with individual attention for personal accounts and businesses alike. ProFed Credit Union specializes in savings for goals, mortgages, car loans, and business banking too. ProFed Credit Union serves Northern Indiana with a network of 37,000 plus ATMs and 12 branch locations. Now in Columbia City, just off of US 30 near Walmart. Tonight's game score updates on WJHS are brought to you by Moo Over Ice Cream Shop. Building flavors from scratch, Moo Over offers ice cream flavors including Sunny Chocolate Nut Free, Strawberry Jam, Rocky Road, and Custom Candied Pecan. Move over ice cream shop located right across from the furniture store in downtown Columbia City.
Welcome to the Dairy Barn, ladies and gentlemen.
Just want to preface that this is the dude that I see every weekday morning at the golf course.
My copy. Sound effects. All right, Klefker to kick. It's 35-12. It's going to be a high end over in floater field. It's the 17. Cross-check that. And anyway, at any rate, it's out to the 30 and 32-yard line. And it's Tagliaferri. So 2:48. See if the Eagles can keep the Hornets off the board here. Two Angola turnovers that Columbia City cashed in on.
See, that's the biggest thing too. I mean, when we've this past season, when we've gotten the ball off of a turnover, it seems like we've kind of stalled. Really, we don't take that energy anywhere. But it feels like tonight I mean, like you said, we're doing a really good job of scoring points off those turnovers, taking advantage of the momentum, and making sure that we can take a pretty good lead, which is what we've done.
So the Hornets back to the field. Call the junior quarterback. Standing 6 foot, 185 pounds. Takes the snap, looking, and plenty of time. Sidesteps a couple, and he's going to keep it. And Cole's going to get fumble. Scrum.
Yeah, it looks like
Angola football.
Who delivered that hit? I think it was Cchs. Yeah,
There's some hard hits there.
yeah. I was gonna say Cchs looked like he led either with his shoulder or side of his helmet, and it hit Cole in the shoulder, the helmet area. So it was. I mean, Cchs was down for a bit, but he's up and he's looking like he's all right now.
So after that fumble and all that, they did gain 6 yards. 2nd and 4. Clock running 2:05 to go in the half. 35-12 Columbia City over Angola. Here's the reverse, fake reverse, double reverse, and around the corner, and near the first down.
Got a flying tackle there.
Tonko, the ball carrier. It's going to be 3rd down 1.
There's Uher there on the flying Superman tackle.
That's quite a dive. First down. They're getting first down. Chain gang still
being a bit slow.
Not now. The side judge getting the signal now. So give him a first down. 1st and 10 at the 42. And they get things set here. They'll be ready to go. Down to a minute 51. They roll the clock. And call out of the shotgun for the Hornets. And keeps it into the pile. And oh, nice run by Call. 12 yards into Eagle territory.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, just very similar to a Greg Bolt play call, run type option there for the Hornets, and it's been proven to it's been doing them some good. I mean, he's I'd imagine that.
Who is? Yep, injured Eagle on the play.
There's Uher, yeah.
And there's quite a pile up there. So they'll look at Brock.
And we'll talk to you about some underwriters real quick. Tonight's game feed is brought to you by Morse's Builders Mart, located at 516 East Van Buren Street in Columbia City, with locations in Huntington, Wabash, Warsaw, and Goshen. Online at morsesbuildersmart.com, serving northeastern Indiana since 1871. This broadcast is also brought to you by Bart's Car Store, selection of cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Bart's Car Store offers test drives, cash for trade-ins, and financing options. Bart's Car Store, serving Columbia City, Whitley County, and Fort Wayne. WJHS Radio is brought to you by Mike & Sons Satellite and TV Services. Mike & Sons is an authorized Dish Network and DirecTV provider, and is now offering 8-bay antenna TV hookups from Channel Master. That's up to 40 local channels from South Bend all the way to Fort Wayne. With 30 years of experience, Mike is here locally, hands-on for every customer. Mike & Sons is available on the phone at 260-213-3251. They're also on Facebook and online at MikeandSonsSatellite.com.
So Uher being helped off. He's putting weight on the legs a little bit. And that was 6, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Uher.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
You can tell by the hair.
All right, 1:36 to go. Roll the clock. It's going to be first down and 10 at the Columbia City 47-yard line. And flags on the play. All start. Hope you shut the mic off. Wind the clock. Minute 22 to go. First and 15. And call. Throws to the far side, looking to throw. Stop, settles, now on the move again. Now running out of real estate. Eagles nail him. Big loss.
Cchs there on the tackle for the Eagles, and that's just where, if Call's in that situation again, he's just got to throw that ball away. He's got to make sure that he doesn't cost his team extra yardage when you're in the sub 2-minute mark where you just have to pick up yards. You can't deal with any negative yardage, so rather just reset the down and go 2nd and 10 instead of 2nd and 15.
Timeout Angola. 2nd and 20.
18 yards to go.
18.
WGHS is brought to you in part by Indiana Physical Therapy, offering the highest credentialed therapists in the area, treating all walks of life, from pee-wees to professionals to Olympians. With 18 locations in northern Indiana, including Fort Wayne, Angola, Auburn, Bluffton, Decatur, Elkhart, Goshen, Huntington, New Haven, and Warsaw, Indiana Physical Therapy is next to Oriental Buffet in Columbia City. Indiana Physical Therapy online at indianapt.com. Tonight's microphones are from the support of Flowtech Plumbing and Heating, serving locally for 30 years. They offer furnace tune-ups and complete repair. More information is available at flowtechpnh.com.
Well, timeout Angola, straight up a minute to go in half. This half moved along fairly well for a while, but it's slowed down a bit with all the scoring and penalties. A couple injuries here and there. And call out of the shotgun. 2nd and 19. There's a little bubble screen out there. Tagliaferri and hauled down for a loss.
Who's that on the tackle? Josh Arntz, yeah. Huge play there from Arntz.
Clock runs, and now they're back to 3rd down and forever here.
Not sure what that play was. I think Tagliaferri was looking to throw it downfield.
Might have been, yes. Back to the 34. So 30 seconds. 3rd and a bunch. Call, takes the snap, look out, the Eagles on him, and dumps it over the middle, and that's going to go nowhere. Lane King, line of scrimmage. And that's going to do it. Probably 4 to the half.
Ian Clifford.
And yeah, we're just going to let the clock run.
Angola will
Easton Carnahan in on a stop.
concede, and there's the siren.
Scorer. Eagles.
35, Angola 12. Wow. Well, we'll wait around for stats.
I mean, he talks about the offense getting off the schneid codes. That's most certainly what that was for sure. I mean, granted, the Angola offense, or Angola defense gives up what you said, roughly on average 35 points a game, and I mean, you kind of see why. I mean, this Eagles offense has just been tearing apart their defense, so it's definitely a good thing to see.
So the team's into the locker room. Uher's getting taped up down there. His mates came by and patted him on the back.
At the end of the first half in that Leo East Noble game, it is tied 14-14. Leo coming back. Yep, 14-14.
East Noble 14, Leo 14 halftime.
So we digged that up. Never did find anything from Northridge and Northwood yet. Check that Twitter somewhere along the line here. We'll try to find that. that would be the opponent of this winner here next week. And
Nope, I got something for you.
you do.
I do. As of 3 minutes ago at the half, Northridge leads Northwood 15-7.
Interesting.
15-7, Northridge leads over Northwood.
So,
Northridge with a lead over Northwood.
so that's the
15-7.
backyard buddy matchup. Northwood and Northridge not too far apart. And under that current scenario, we would be on our way to Middlebury. Which there's no good way there.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong there. That's a long drive. We made that drive up for basketball a couple years ago.
Yep. And it's embarrassing to see how that one shakes out. Well, sooner or later, Nathan Stutzel will come along with stats, I assume. Intermission is underway. No band or anything.
What's that other game at the top of the bracket? Is that Wawasee
And DeKalb.
and DeKalb? See if I can get a score from that game. This was 11 minutes. This was 11 minutes left in the second quarter. Wawasee and DeKalb were tied at 7.
A good one there up in Syracuse.
If you heard that one, Happy. DeKalb and Wawasee are tied at 7.
DeKalb and Wawasee tied at 7.
At the half. So we'll send Stutzel with the stats, but this will ad-lib some more.
See some other results from Eagle Athletics this week, see if we can find anything. I know the boys cross country team travels to Huntington tomorrow for a semi-state. And then we have a individual from the girls cross country team, Lily Lahr, one of the seniors. She made it to semi-state individually.
Very good.
The only other thing in Columbia City sports was, let's see, was girls volleyball last Saturday in sectional play, where they beat Huntington North in 3 straight sets. And then they played Homestead in that final game, where Homestead took the first set 25-16. Columbia City came roaring back in the second set. They won the second one 25-15, and then Homestead took sets 3 and 4 to win the sectional championship, with those set scores being 25-15 and 25-15. So sectional wins Homestead wins the sectional championship. And I mean, was there at that game? Were you there at that game, Coach? The sectional championship? Yeah. I mean, when we're talking about that, I mean, that gym, after that second set, that was probably the loudest I think I've heard that gym. I mean, obviously, granted, last season during basketball season, we weren't at full capacity. But still, that was a loud gym. It was the loudest I think I've ever heard that gym. And, you know, it would probably be surpassed by basketball later this winter, but still, it was an electric atmosphere last Saturday night here at Columbia City.
Yep, very good. And some other scores we're getting: Central Noble 28, Whitco nothing. I'm assuming these are all halftime. Lures 20, Fairfield nothing. Not much of a surprise there, as they moved that game to Shields Field at Dwenger, because Lures Field was a mud bowl. And Tippecanoe Valley 8 on the road at Garrett, nothing. Interesting matchup there. Busco is, I don't see a score on that yet. They're playing Adams Central, but we'll see what else we have here as we wait the stats. And that looks like the end of the road right now on scores. So the Eagles in good position right now. Cherubusco was down 6-0, according to Matt Curry. And Should be a quick halftime, no extras tonight, although we'll have the 3-minute warm-up period. And the Eagles comfortably in command right now, but can't horse around anything and let them back in it. We get the ball to start the, or no, they get the ball to start the half.
They get the ball to start the half. Yep.
So you got to be ready to go for sure. And see if we can look around, see if there's any more scores here. Everybody playing tonight except 5A and 6A.
behalf of the Indianapolis Colts, good luck to all teams in the quest for the IHSA
Let's see.
State Championship. Indianapolis Colts
26-7 Prairie Heights.
of IHSAA
And I'm not sure who their opponent is. Woodland.
Being you,
So they're all over the Woodland Warriors.
Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance is good at your insurance. Find an agent to help you think about it at infb.com. Start with Indiana
Several
Farm Bureau
things
Insurance.
going on tonight.
Stop knocking on wood.
So
With more than 40 locations,
we've got 7-7 and 14-14 in the top half of the bracket in our sectional. We've got 35-12 here. We've got 15-7 Northridge and Northwood.
At ivtech.edu. The IHSA Foundation was created to help protect
And let's,
education-based athletics.
well, usually they're here with the stats by now, so something's going
High
on.
school sports are an extension of the classroom.
Let's see if we can pick up some more scores for you.
We need your
Again
help
next
so the
week.
youth in our community can develop
If this
advanced leadership
holds
skills
and the
and
Northridge
continue to
lead
have these and
holds,
many other opportunities.
we would travel to
We need your
Northridge
help
for
giving
round
high
2.
school administrators and
If Northwood would
coaches
come back and
the
beat
instruction
Northridge,
and insight
and we
they
hold
need
on
to be
here,
better role
Northwood
models
would come here
and teachers. Learn more.
to the stadium.
Or make a
So
tax-deductible contribution.
if you're an Eagle fan, you
Go
want to
to
see this stand, you want to see Northwood come back
Foundation.org. As an official
for a round
sports
2
medicine
home
provider
game.
for the IHSA over 30 years, Methodist Sports Medicine
Taylor leading
wishes the
Southern
best of luck
Wells
to all competitors.
36-29 at half. How's
With
that
6
for a
locations
defense?
across Central Indiana,
36 to
Methodist
29.
Sports Medicine's
Wow,
highly skilled
those two
physicians
teams lighting it up.
continue to provide the best
Southern
in-house
Wells
orthopedic
Raiders.
care, including prevention, treatment, and
Let's see
rehabilitation.
here.
For more information about Methodist Sports
Let's
Medicine
see, this is
and our
Indianapolis
services, visit
area.
us online at methodistsports.com.
Sure who exactly that is, but couldn't make out the Twitter handle.
Consider career in construction, from skilled tradesmen to project managers.
And
to
again,
technical
14-14
engineers.
Leo and East
even
Noble up in
company
Kimmelville.
owners.
That's
The
a
depth of
Donnybrook
opportunity
for
has never
sure.
been greater. Check out
Scores from down
built-to-succeed.org
south. I don't think
for more
anybody's too
information
excited about
on
that
the
here.
Indiana Careers in Construction
He
Association.
said 5A and 6A
Are
are
you
not playing
built to
tonight, correct?
succeed?
Right.
Wilson
So they
Sporting
split
Goods is an
5A
unwavering
into 2
commitment to the game.
classes several
The
years ago.
dedication and drive fuel sports on high school
Perennial
fields
1A power
and professional
Sheridan
stadiums nationwide.
leading Park
Wilson
Tudor
is proud to be the
7-6, where
official
Sheridan
football partner
multiple state
of the
championships in 1A.
IHSAA. Learn more at wilson.com.
Just north of Indianapolis there.
Think it's safe to vape?
And
Think again. It damages lungs,
Adams Central up
dashes
12-0
brains,
in the third.
destroys lives. Visit
what we're hearing now
don'tletthistop.com to learn
on
more about it
Cherubusco.
and spread the word.
That up in
This message is
Turtletown
brought to you by
tonight.
the Indiana State Department of Health and proud partner of IHSAA.
And I believe girls basketball officially got underway this past Monday, so girls basketball
Great teammates
underway,
make all the
official
difference.
practice,
Franciscan
boys
Health wishes the
basketball
best
not
of
too
luck to
far
all the
off.
student athletes competing
Wrestling
in
coming up
today's
here, I
game.
think
Make
about
it
mid-month
safe,
official start
healthy,
date.
and fun
I'm sure
competition.
Coach Culp will
Franciscan Health,
give me
inspiring
the word
health.
on that. But so the winter sports swimming, I don't know when they exactly start, but we're starting to head that way. As the winter weather will start to be in play before too much longer. Golf days are dwindling.
Yeah, they are. And my copy is refusing that statement, there, Coach.
Did you go out and play today?
But he played the other 4 days of the week, though.
Well, that's fine. He's retired.
He's retired.
Well, you are, but you aren't. But could have gone out there and taken on the Greenskeeper revenge pins.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Dennis Collins and Phil Inman for setting those up.
So they that's going on at Eagle Glen tomorrow. A little chilly, but
At least it will be sunny. That's the good thing.
20 teams for that, I think.
18, 20, I think that's the last I heard, somewhere in that range.
Let's see. And for more might be all. Didn't get a score on. Oh wait, Dwinger doesn't play tonight. That's right. Well, most of the Fort Wayne schools off because they're 5A or 6A. Coach Nelson sending me some sort of tournament leaders here. We'll see what this says. Oh, the sectionals. Yeah, here we go. So Coach Nelson helping us ad lib as the stats have not appeared yet. Carmel with 32 football sectional titles. Wow. Carmel leads about the state and everything.
Well, besides Cathedral's the winningest football team in the state. I know that for sure.
Indeed. A lot of sectionals in football. Adams Central with 21. That's Northwood with 18. They've always been a perennial power. But trailing at half to North Ridge tonight. Lures and Snyder 27 and 25 respectively, and DeWinger 27. Holy smokes. 8 of which came against Columbia City. But let's see. Yeah, some of these teams just rack them up. Just rack them up. 15 state champions for Bishop Chittard.
Jeez.
Cathedral, Lures, Roncalli. November 1st for wrestling. Coach Colt chiming in with that. And that's not too far off. It's a week from Monday, I think. Yes. So the winter sports waiting in the wings. Hopefully cross country continues a bit longer, another week, and hopefully football continues here for a while.
I was gonna say it's kind of strange for I mean, some of these fall sports. I mean, you have cross country and both football. You know, you start playing when it's 80, 90 degrees outside, and you finish playing when it's about 30. So.
Yep. So starting to near the end of halftime. Apparently the stat iPad must be broken, or maybe the coach has it. I don't know, but no stats, unfortunately, for you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll hopefully get those later on. Oh, I heard a door slam. Maybe that's the stats coming. Poppy, you got any stats? Yeah.
No, okay. Got him right behind you now.
Last place in the
Got him behind you now.
Oh yeah, I was last place in the league. There we go. We'll get we got some time here with the warm-up period and such. Angola, 31 plays, 173 yards. Columbia City, 279 yards overall on 37 plays. And 5 of 8 through the air for Call of Angola. He did throw an interception. Greg Bolt, 5 of 9 through the air. Threw a touchdown pass. Rushing 122 yards for the visiting Hornets on 23 carries. Averaging 5 yards per carry. Columbia City on the flip side, 167 yards on 28 carries. Averaging 6 yards per carry. Each team with 5 receptions. Angola for the 30 yards and Columbia City for 15. One Angola turnover. I thought they had 2, but at any rate, as Eagles looking like they are coming back to the field, and so are the Hornets. First downs, 18-11 in favor of Columbia City. First downs on the ground, 13-8 in favor of the home team. First downs for the air, 5 for the Eagles, 3 for the Hornets. No first downs via the penalty. Third down conversions, 1 of 5 for the Hornets, 2 of 5 for the Eagles. Angola 0 of 1 on fourth down, and Columbia City 1 of 1. 24 on fourth down. Rushing Connor Taco, 3 carries, 37 yards for Angola. Finley Hasselman, 6 carries, 36 yards. Tyler Call, the quarterback, kept it 8 times for 33 yards and a touchdown. Andre Tagliaferri, 6 carries, 16 yards. Columbia City's side of the ledger. Ethan Sievers, 10 carries, 82 yards, 2 touchdowns for Sievers. Josh Arndt, 7 carries for 40 yards. Abe Barrera, 7 carries, 28 yards. Greg Holt kept it 4 times for 17 yards. And the other 2 Eagle touchdowns. Receiving Tagliaferri, 2 receptions, 29 yards. Lane King, a reception. The throw, he's gone to the far side, and he's going to have to get rid of it. And throws it up. And Shear almost, he did get a hand on it. That was just kind of a wing and a prayer.
Yeah, but not to mention one of the toughest throws that Bolt can make. I mean, he's running to the far sideline and throwing to the far sideline. And that's a tough throw to make, and especially when you're under duress. You got 2 or 3 East Noble defenders coming after you, and he got hit too in the process. And it was a wobbly pass, and definitely for sure was worrying about an interception.
So 6:23 to go, 4th and 8. Kleffiger on to kick for Columbia City. Ooh, a little bit of a high snap. He gets it off. Pretty good kick, and it's going to take an East Noble bounce. And Eagles going to down it somewhere. Mark at the 20. Well, they're going to bring it forward here where it was first touched. So they're going to put it, what, about 26?
Yeah, it looks like about the 26 to 27-yard line for when it was first touched.
So the referee makes the signal. So at the 28, East Noble trailing 7-6 to Columbia City. Goes back to work on offense. There's a good crowd across the way for the visitors. It's kind of almost full over there on the far side.
Kind of expect that with an East Noble crowd, though.
Yep. So 2 receivers for East Noble out to that far side. And Brazel takes the snap and a reverse, and Nichols. And a couple on the play.
Yeah, he just ran into a sea of black jerseys.
2nd down 8. Halfway mark of the second quarter.
It looks like Brody Barker got that tackle for the Eagles.
5:55 to go in the half. 7-6 Columbia City over East Noble. And Brazel again, and fakes, and here comes a little misdirection, and Eagles eat that up. The line of scrimmage, no gain.
Yeah, that defensive line for the Eagles, when that ball has been anywhere between the 2 hashes, it's been great to see the Eagle defense being able to shut that down.
3rd and 8. 5:20 now to go as the clock runs. And Brazel with a couple of receivers this way and one to the far side, and Eagles jump offside.
And let's see, that was Jackson Moore there jumping off sides.
So that's going to be 3rd down 3.
All places short of the 35.
So encroachment on the Eagles.
They're down. 2.5 yards to go for a first
So
down.
3rd and 2, 2.5. Take your pick.
I can do that.
Under 5 for the second. And Brazel in the shotgun, little bubble screen. It's going to be first down and then some. Look out across the 40 to the 44.
It's the first time that we've really seen Nichols in the open field, and he can turn on the Jets.
Yes, he can. So that moves the sticks.
1st and 10 Knights at their own 43-yard line.
So 1st and 10 Knights at their own 43. Brazel. And they're going to look to the sidelines and change the play. Most teams do that anymore. They line up and then look to change. To Brazel. Hands off. And it's going to be about 3 yards. Nichols.
45-yard line to about the 47.
47-yard line.
By Josh Arntz of the Eagles, number 32.
Josh Arntz there with the tackle for the Eagles.
6-yard line.
2nd down 7.
2nd and 7.
4:10 to go in the half. 7-6 Columbia City over the East Noble Knights. Columbia City looking for their first win over the Knights since 2011. And Brazel takes the snap. And, whoa, they got some heat on him, and that pass incomplete.
Yeah, great defense there by Martin Smith. I mean, he penetrated.
Could go to overtime.
And like you said, Northwood and Northridge. Northridge still on top 15-7 with 3:11 left in the 3rd quarter.
That was 3:11 left in the third, and that was
3:11 left in the third.
still 15-7. Okay. And the Angola player up. Strury, the injured Hornet, being helped off with 3:14 to go in the third quarter. And the Eagles threatening at the 16-yard line of Angola. So the Eagles up to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10. And here we go.
Ball under center.
Takes the snap, hands to Goree. Goree up the middle, runs over a couple of Angola tacklers, and down inside the 5.
Wouldn't be surprised if we saw another quarterback keep, but a great run there by Goree. Down a gap, took it, and carried him a long way.
1st and goal at the 4. Bolt gets hit, and down to the 3-yard line, perhaps.
3-yard line, 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal. Meanwhile, this chews up more time. And a 35-12 Eagle lead over the Hornets. Couple of substitutions there for the Eagles on offense. 3 yards away from another touchdown.
Full house back.
Oh, yeah, we
for
haven't
the
seen this
Eagles.
much. And Bolt dropped the football.
Fumble recovered by Greg Bowles at the 5-yard line.
So this will probably 3rd down, 3, 4, 5.
3, 4, 5. Just slowly increasing.
Guess I proved one thing, I can count. So the clock still rolls. Eagles wasting a little time, which is just fine.
You know, I just love how when we were in the first 2 weeks of the season during that Delta game, we had ice forming on our shields up here. And then now it's like literally 40 degrees right now, and there's no ice at all to be
Crystal
seen.
clear. It's like somebody washed the windows, too. Did you do that, Kissinger? It's pretty clear down here.
He made Bolt do it. He made Bolt do it like he did last time. No, wait, that was Hoppy. And Hoppy gave him a red stick. That's right.
All right. Underwriters.
Tonight's game stream is brought to you in part by Perfect Credit Union, providing our community with modern banking services with individual attention for personal accounts and businesses alike. Perfect Credit Union specializes in savings from goals, mortgages, car loans, and business banking too. Perfect Credit Union serves northern Indiana with a network of 37,000 plus ATMs and 12 branch locations. They are now in Columbia City, just off of US 30 near Walmart. Tonight's game score updates on WJHS are brought to you by Moo Over Ice Cream Shop. Building flavors from scratch, Moo Over offers ice cream flavors including sunny chocolate nut free, strawberry jam, Rocky Road, and custom candy pecan. Moo Over also offers a variety of family sundaes, soft serves, shakes, tumbleweeds, and gluten-free desserts that accompany ice cream. Moo Over is a plant-based ice cream shop tailored to those who have either a sensitivity to dairy, allergens, or taking a more healthy approach to eating. Moo Over Ice Cream Shop, located right across from the furniture store in downtown Columbia City.
Well, here we go. After the Eagle timeout in the first of the half. 3rd and goal from the 5. Bolt up under center with a couple of receivers. Bolt looking to throw for the corner. Caught, touchdown.
Fuller's had that one-on-one matchup all night, and he's been doing a really good job with it, creating really good separation. I mean, that was just a simple little 5-yard out route, and I mean, he had the lead on his defender the entire time. Easy throw for Bolt to make, and easy touchdown there for the Eagles.
41-12. So Scott, check that Piper to hold for Kleffiker. A little bit of a high snap, but no problem. And it's good. 42-12.
Tonight's game feed is brought to you by Morsher's Builders Mart, located at 516 East Van Buren Street in Columbia City, with locations in Huntington, Wabash, Warsaw, and Goshen. online at morshesbuildersmart.com, serving northeastern Indiana since 1871. This broadcast is also brought to you by Bart's Car Store, a selection of cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Bart's Car Store offers test drives, cash for trade-ins, and financing options. Bart's Car Store, it's in Columbia City, Whitley County, and Fort Wayne.
Well, minute 38 to go, third quarter. Eagles in command by 30.
Gary Tucker to kick out for the Eagles.
In real good shape right now.
Number 12, Ethan Holden. Number 3, Andre Perry.
So Columbia City in the driver's seat.
There is your gator.
So Klefker on to handle the kicking duties. And we'll see where we go with this. And Klefker approaches the football. Pooch into the middle. Is that going to go out of bounds? Yes.
Timeout. Eagles.
35-yard line now.
He got the ball on 35-yard line before the Hornets first and 10.
Scores are the same in the other sectional games. DeKalb leads Wawasee 21-7. Leo and East Millmore tied 14-14, and Northwood trails North Ridge 7-15.
All right. So Angola at their 35. Minute 38 to work with here late in the third. All Eagles tonight. Scored off a couple Angola turnovers early. And maintained a comfortable cushion throughout. And look out, call, trying to throw, and they got him. Mosier, yeah. So call sacked for a 7-yard loss, at least.
A great move there by Mosier. I mean, it looked like he kind of used his right arm to push that lineman out of the way, and then it's just open daylight right towards call.
So call getting things set up. Play clock down to 10. 1 minute to go, third quarter. Man comes across in motion, and this time they hand off, and around the left side, running out of room. And nothing doing there for Hasselman.
Yeah, he had about 3 or 4 black jerseys just following him all the way to the sideline.
So Fuller on the stop. They did stop the clock now, 42 seconds to go. So third down, 20. And back to throw call on the hot seat, scrambles. And he's gonna shake and bake and at least get 10 of that back. Fourth down, 10.
Out of bounds. Fourth down. 10 minutes to go.
Now they stop the clock. I don't know why they waited to signal.
Yeah, I was gonna say that
Went
was
out of bounds a while
10
ago.
seconds.
So 22 seconds for the third quarter. And call, 4th and 10. Call takes the snap, back to throw, and throws it over the middle. It's going to be caught. And it's the big man, Lane
King. Yeah.
Lane King.
Lane King at the 40-yard line.
I mean, and that ball was underthrown there by
It was.
Call. I mean, that was probably the only reason that King made that reception, because if it would have been deeper, I mean, he had double coverage, but because that ball was thrown so short, King just kind of stopped, and it sent the Eagle defender still running, and King was wide open there.
Waning seconds of the third. Will they get a playoff? Yes. And Tagliaferri running out of real estate and missed tackle, and he gets ahead. Oh, and he strips another tackle. Easily could have been a 3-yard loss. It turned out to be a 5-yard gain at the end of 3.
Into the third quarter.
42-12.
Angola 12.
WJHS Radio is brought to you by Mike & Sons Satellite and TV Services. Mike & Sons is an authorized Dish Network and DirecTV provider and is now offering 8-bay antenna TV hookups from Channel Master. That's up to 40 local channels from South Bend all the way to Fort Wayne. With 30 years of experience, Mike is here locally, hands-on for every customer. Mike & Sons is available on the phone at 260-213-3251. They're also on Facebook and online at mikeandsonssatellite.com. WJHS is also brought to you in part by Indiana Physical Therapy, offering the highest credentialed therapists in the area, treating all walks of life from peewees to professionals to Olympians. With 18 locations in northern Indiana, including Fort Wayne, Angola, Auburn, Bluffton, Decatur, Elkhart, Goshen, Huntington, New Haven, and Warsaw, Indiana Physical Therapy is next to Oriental Buffet in Columbia City. Indiana Physical Therapy, online at indianapt.com. Tonight's microphones are from the support of Flowtech Plumbing and Heating, serving locally for 30 years now. They offer furnace tune-ups and complete repair. More information is available at flowtechpnh.com.
All right, thanks to the underwriters. And thank everybody for listening. Andrew Thompson, Sean Bledsoe here at the stadium. Ready to begin the fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter resumes.
Switch ends, and Angola has a second down 5 at the Eagle 35.
For the Angola Hornets.
For the Eagles, just about finishing this one off now. 30-point cushion. And they go up the middle, and another missed tackle. Now he's running out of real estate. Oh, 1 yard.
And there's a flag on the play there.
Yeah, Tonko, the ball carrier.
Looked like, I think I heard someone down here, horse collar.
Yep. Personal foul.
Personal foul, we got a horse collar stop on the Eagles.
So that's 15 yards.
First and 10 Hornets.
First down. And they'll march that one off.
To the 25, Columbia City.
25-yard line.
So first and 10 from there.
Eagle, 25-yard line.
So, call. Now the shotgun takes the snap. Nice fake and has time. And now he's running out of time and Eagles eating for lunch. Wow. By several Eagles.
Easton Carnahan, though, on the lead tackle there for the Eagles, just being able to collapse that pocket and bring call down.
So it's going to be a loss of 4.
Second 14.
Second and 14. And call. Stays in the shotgun. Eagles almost jumped, but Angola letting time waste there, but they get the play, and this one, and they stop him for maybe a couple.
Stratton Fuller and Ian Stahl there on the tackle.
Hasselman, the ball carrier. Angola going to hurry up.
Trailing by 30, they've got to make something happen here. You have to pick up the first down.
Call looking to the bench. And, they're taking quite a while, which is the benefit of the Eagles. About a 30-point lead at this point. And wide, he's got a man caught. And going to be forward progress.
Big 24. Wayne King there on the reception for the Hornets.
Fourth down, 8 yards to go.
4th and 8. We'll obviously go for it. 9:40, the clock runs. 42-12, Columbia City over Angola. And low snap, but corralled by Call. Throws to the end zone. Off the hands of Fuller in the end.
Nearly picked off. Yeah, he laid out for that one. But it doesn't matter.
Turn it over on downs to Columbia City. And now Eagles can work on the clock.
And Bolt will trot back onto the field. So
See if we got any changes on any of those scores. East Noble 21, Leo 20, 6:11 left in the fourth. So maybe a missed extra point, perhaps. 21-20, East Noble over Leo, 6:11 left in the ball game. Could the Knights take out Leo for the third straight year? And a great run, 12, 13, 14 yards maybe.
Barrera, yeah, lead blocker there was Hunter Strack, just plowing the path away.
Third and, check that, ball up to 36, first and 10. And the clock running. And we'll see what the Eagles have in store here. It's going to be Sievers this time, around the sweep on the left side. Lead blocker Spencer, and maybe a yard as everybody piles into the sideline over there.
I was going to say, Angola kind of realized that sweep there, and I mean, Spencer had probably like 2 or 3 Hornets to pick from as to who to block, and he can only do so much.
Call it second 10.
So second and 10. They roll the clock. Timeout.
He was calling it.
Not sure. They want the clock reset.
8:40.
So we got that.
Kissinger got that.
Now the guys in the booth.
Yeah, well, I don't know. There's you got fingers for a reason too.
So second and 10. Columbia City's on 37, and they hand off and up the middle, dragging the pile. First down. Goree, ball carrier. 11 yards.
47-yard line, be a first and 10 Eagles.
First down for the Maroon and Gold.
I think Gorey's taking the spot of Arntz now. I think they're just going to rest Arntz for next week.
Yep, might see a few different numbers. A 30-point lead and 8:20 to go. Let's see if we can find Northridge and Northwood score again. See if that's changed. And meanwhile, the Eagles up to the line of scrimmage. Holt takes the snap and hands off. Goree burst up the middle, dragging tacklers. First down.
Goree's got a similar build to Arntz in the sense of just, I mean, he's not tall in stature, but he's still pretty powerful, and he can turn it on when he's running up the gut.
So the Eagles take their sweet time now. Bolt coming back to the huddle with the play. And now it's Northridge 21, Northwood 7. So
How much time left in that?
10:31 to go in the fourth. And Bolt hands off and up the middle. And dragging the pile for another first down.
Maybe Barrera.
Is that Barrera? Down to the 30.
First and 10 Eagles.
Yep, Barrera. Yep.
Ball carrier, Abe Barrera.
So that 21-7 Northridge. That's looking more and more like a trip to Middlebury next week instead of a home game against Northwood.
30-yard line.
Clock runs, 6:53 to go in the ballgame, 42-12. Columbia City over Angola. And the Eagles just running roughshod right now. Bolt hands off, and nice run for 8 yards around the left side.
Landon Fazio,
freshman.
The 25-yard line. Gain of 5 yards on the play.
First time we've called his number this year.
All the freshmen on the bench getting excited for that one, seeing their
Awesome for that young man. A little Friday Night Lights. Right, first time he's been on the field this year. Maybe first time we've heard his name called anyway.
Yep.
So 6 minutes, halfway through the fourth. And all Columbia City tonight took advantage of a couple early goal turnovers. Pulled hands off, and here goes Goree. And Goree dragging the pile.
That's just Goree down to about the 15, be a 1st and 10 Eagles.
15-yard line, 1st and 10.
16-yard line.
The Eagles just chewing it up.
Majority of it has been from Goree too. I mean, just kind of taking that Josh Arntt's mentality. Just keep plowing until you get 4 or 5 guys on there that bring you down.
Seeing goal of defense pretty much wore out by now. They don't have much. They don't have many guys on the sidelines over there.
No,
So
they don't.
they don't have much depth. I don't know. They get much people injured or what, or just numbers are low perhaps. This team only 3 years removed from the sectional championship. Goree again. And ground may have caused the fumble, yes. So still Columbia City ball.
Egley Ferry with the stop for the Hornets.
2nd and 7. 5 minutes to go.
2nd and 6.
And Bolt leaves it to Goree. No, he keeps it around the left side. Touchdown, Columbia City. And that just that'll put him up 35. So there goes the running clock now. Well,
Running clock now.
.48-12 as the margin goes above 35. Constitutes running clock. What do we got here? We don't have there's Spencer coming on. Piper's counting his linemen and shrugging to the sidelines. Who's supposed to be where here? Snap, set, kick, blocked.
Cleffer's kick is blocked.
In the past couple years ago when we played Homestead in the championship at Huntington North, we had to stay at Huntington North and just kind of kill some time, relax, and then find a way to check back in. It'll be nice to be home if we put ourselves in that position, but that's a new thing for me too. How do I manage those kids in that time and figure out the best way to get us game ready for that championship match? But we were talking about it before the game tonight, Thompson. 37 years since that sectional win in 1984, and this group, and I know like every coach feels it, but the truth is this team really can do that. We got to play some of our best volleyball, that's for sure. But we don't have. It's not a punter's chance. This is a good team. Homestead's a good team, but I like our odds this season, that's for sure.
Outstanding. Yeah, that's a long drought. We've had a lot of them around here over the years, and time to get off the schneid and take home that sectional trophy. And wish you the best of luck. And I'm sure your Coach Daniels talks to you now and then. So
oh yeah, every single night.
Every single night.
Yep.
So that's Coach's Corner.
Oh yeah, that is Coach's Corner.
Coach's Corner. All right, Ryan. Well, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate your time, and good luck to the volleyball program this week. And everybody get out there for senior night on Monday.
Yes, Monday. It's at varsity. Will start around 7.
All right, Coach Ryan Comfort, Lady Eagle Volleyball.
Thanks, Thompson. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Absolutely. And also the girls basketball program selling pork burgers tonight. They wanted me to mention. Also, good luck to the tennis team who plays the sectional championship tomorrow. I'm not sure against who, but good luck to Coach Stanzak and our tennis players as they go for only the second ever tennis sectional, I believe, in school history in boys. So good luck to the tennis guys as well. And that is here at our place, although Warsaw's technically the host, it is at our court. So you might, if you're interested in tennis, come on out here tomorrow. So let's go over some statistics here. Total offense, 148 yards for the East Noble Knights on 31 plays, almost 5 yards per play. Columbia City, 122 yards of total offense on 30 plays, and 4 yards per play for the Eagles on average. Passing, 3 of 9 for East Noble for 67 yards through the air. 11 yards passing for Columbia City on just 1 of 6. So the air game, a little bit of a struggle for the Eagles tonight. Rushing 81 yards on 22 carries for the East Noble Knights, averaging almost 4 yards per carry. Columbia City, 111 yards on 24 carries, and that's almost 5 yards per carry. And again, 3 receptions for the 67 yards for East Noble, 1 for 11 for the Eagles. Penalties, 3 for 30 yards against the East Noble Knights, 4 penalties against Columbia City for 40 yards. We have 1 East Noble turnover, which Columbia City took advantage of. It was a fumble. No interceptions thrown. Punting average, 2 for 35 for Klein, or I think that's Zolman that does the punting. And 3 for 34 on average for Garrett Kleffiker of Columbia City. Time of possession, 13 minutes, 10 seconds for Columbia City, or check that, East Noble. 10 minutes, 38 seconds for Columbia City. First downs, both squads have 8. First downs on the ground, both squads have 5. First downs through the air, 2 for the Knights, 1 for the Eagles. First downs via the penalty, 1 for the Knights, 2 for the Eagles. Third down efficiency, 2 of 5 for the Knights, 2 of 6 for the home team. Fourth down, 1 of 2 for East Noble. Columbia City yet to attempt a fourth down conversion. Brazel's line, Xander Brazel, 3 of 9 through the air, 67 yards. Greg Bolt, 1 of 6, 11 yards. So the quarterback's not having the, not lighting up the scoreboard, more of a running game tonight. For rushing, East Noble's Ethan Nichols, 13 carries, 61 yards, almost average 5 yards per carry, and a touchdown. Cannon Carrico, 7 carries, 23 yards. Brazel, the quarterback, kept it 2 times for a -3. For Columbia City, their side of the ledger looks like this. Ethan Sievers, 7 carries for 57 yards, 8 yards per carry on average. James Getz, 9 carries, 22 yards. Greg Bolt, 4 carries for 20, averaging 5 per carry. And the touchdown by Bolt as he snuck it in from a yard out. Josh Arntz, 3 carries, 12 yards. Abe Barrera, a carry for no yardage. Receiving, yes, this is band senior night, that's right. Okay, Rowan Zolman, 1 reception, 43 yards. Brett Christian, 1 reception, 16 yards. Ethan Nichols, 1 reception, 8 yards for the Knights. For Columbia City, Stratton Fuller, lone reception for 11 yards. Peyton Shear had a couple thrown to him, but was not able to convert. Tackling, Elston, 4, Arntz, 4, Carnahan, 3, Brock Uhair, 2.5, 2 for Brody Barker, Cole Mosier, tackle and a half, and Garrett Kleffiker, the punter, got 1, Martin Smith, 1, Fuller, 1, Heron, 1, Heiser, 1, and Goree, I think, 1, if I got my numbering right, yes. So that's the way the tackling looks. Kicking, field goals, 1 of 1 for Kleffiker. It was a 33-yarder. And the extra point, he has 4 points on the half. And Klein for East Noble had his kick blocked. Zolan punted 2 times for 70 yards, pinned Columbia City inside the 20. Kleffiker punted 3 times for 102 yards, pinned East Noble inside the 20 1 time. Punt returns gets 1 for no yards. And returns, Munson 1 for 14 on kickoffs. For East Noble, gets 1 for 44 on a kickoff return for the Maroon and Gold. Scoring looked like this, as Columbia City would get on the board first at the 9:43 mark. 8:43 mark, check that. Greg Bolt runs for 1 yard on a quarterback sneak and an Eagle touchdown. The point after by Garrett Kleffiker was good. Columbia City 7, East Noble nothing at that point. And then East Noble gets on the board at the 11:09 marker of the first when Ethan Nichols runs for 19 yards. Nice run by Nichols as he shredded the defense of the Eagles. Barely touched. Touchdown by Nichols. The point after by Klein was blocked by Columbia City. And it was 7-6 at that point. And then Columbia City, a couple opportunities late, and they get a costly penalty on a chop block late that put them back several yards as they were first and goal at the 10. But in the end, it's a 27-yard field goal by Garrett Kleffiker at the 11:48 mark, and it splits the uprights, and that gives us the score at the intermission, 10-6 in favor of the Columbia City Eagles over East Noble. So that's the statistics. Thank you, Mr. Stetzel. Trevor Stetzel on stats, former football player here, and so it is band senior night. And got any scores on Twitter, maybe, or conference scores we can find, maybe?
Let's see. Do you want me to do CC sports? Or you want me to just do football and
check
general?
our sports real first. We got tennis tomorrow, sectional
We do.
championship.
Yep,
match.
we have sectional championship. I'm trying to find who they're playing in that sectional championship.
I don't know either. But
I saw Coach Stanzak earlier this morning, and I meant to talk to him about it, but I think he left.
Likely Warsaw, if I had to guess, but that would be a big one for sure. If we could get that one. We've only won one ever.
Great job, seniors.
Let's see.
Check that Twitter.
Let's see. On Monday, we were talking about Coach Comfort and the Lady Eagle volleyball team. Monday, they traveled to play Heritage. JV lost 1-2. Set scores were 13-25, 25-17, and then 4-15. Then varsity lost in 3. Set scores were 10-25, 19-25, and 13-25. Then on Tuesday, they traveled to play DeKalb. If I can find the score, here it is. If that's no, that's not the. Okay, never mind. I cannot find the DeKalb scores. I know Varsity lost in 3 against DeKalb, but then they traveled to East Noble last night. Freshmen lost in a close game. They lost both sets, 24-25. It's a very close game there for the freshmen. JV 1-2, 25-19, 25-16, and then varsity improved to a 4-1 conference record with a 3-set victory. They won. Those set scores were 25-19, 25-21, and 25-15. Let's go to Mr. Leach's Twitter page, see what we got right here. Girls sectional draw. I don't know if you announced that. That one,
soccer?
Coach. Yeah, for girls soccer. First match is Leo versus Garrett. Second is Fort Wayne Concordia Lutheran versus Tippy Valley. And then match 3 is us. We await the winner of Leo versus Garrett. And then the championship match will be the winner of match 2, so between Concordia Lutheran and Tippy Valley, and the winner between Columbia City and the winner of Leo and Garrett. Boys soccer sectional draw. First match is Fort Wayne versus Homestead. Second match is Huntington North versus Fort Wayne Southside. Match 3 is the winner of match 1 versus the winner of match 2. And then match 4 is Columbia City versus New Haven, as we believe we got that first round bye. And then the championship game is the winner of the third match versus the winner of that Columbia City New Haven game.
So a lot going on here. And Eagle Sports, as the halftime was extended for band senior night. And so we've got about 4 minutes left in the intermission, and then the 3-minute warm-up period. So also Robbie Dillon checking in from Flowtech. He says that he thought Courtney Tobin broke a record this week. So I don't know if there's any.
Yeah, Courtney Tobin surpassed the CCHS single-season scoring record with her 29th tally of the season.
Okay. And let's see. And also Courtney Tobin, etched in history, is scoring the final goal at Max Gandy Field in ladies soccer. And of course, her brother scored the last goal for the boys. Actually, I have a signed soccer ball for the two, or by the two of them for the Alumni Association archives. But
got
good
that boys
stuff.
I got that boys tennis where they beat Whitco on Thursday night 5-0. They moved on to the sectional championship, and they are playing Wawasee at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Ooh, Wawasee got Warsaw. Wow.
That's going to be held here at Columbia City. So come out and support our boys tennis players. I'm sure they would appreciate the support. So
To give a time, what'd you say?
they will play at 9 a.m.
9. A little cool at 9 a.m. That's for sure. So don't forget JV ball. Football boys will be on the road tomorrow in Kendallville, 10 o'clock. So we got another bolt right outside the window here.
Yeah, this was the bolt that dried our windows with the ice on it.
That's right. We got Bolt family usually sits in this
I'm
top
not sure.
row here.
Kissinger, were you there that night? Where we started having ice on the
Yeah, we had some ice on the
on the
windows.
press box windows at Bolt. We gave Bolt a breadstick and a napkin to wipe it down.
So the Eagles parading by the fans. They traditionally do. Walk all the way across in front of the fans. That's kind of neat. Gives the guys and the fans a thrill. It's Junior Football League night. As several JFL players were introduced before the game. As the Eagles come onto the field, and the Knights filing out of the visitors' locker room on the northeast side. And Columbia City gets the ball to start the half. So
Should definitely carry momentum from that last drive where Kluffaker was able to throw a couple more points on the board. That's for sure. So so definitely would like to see Bolt and his army march down the field yet again and see if we can get into the red zone and penetrate into the end zone.
all right, well, I'll check my Twitter, see if I can find any conference scores by chance.
I could probably check too.
My Twitter's actually working. The rest of it doesn't seem to be, but the Twitter is. Trying to think. Well, there's a score from the southern part of the state. I don't think anybody's too interested in that, but that's
Yeah.
the first score I find. Gibson Southern 14, Mount Vernon nothing. But
All I know is that that Norwell is at DeKalb tonight. I don't have a score update on that though, just as to who's playing.
Wayne is ahead of Concordia, 22-14. That's actually live on my phone. Look at that. We got game feed from Wayne Stadium. Our season's ended there a couple times over the years. Let's see if we can find any other local. And there's that Gibson Southern score again. I don't know why I'm getting scores from the southern part of the state, but state girls golf going on today. Evansville North with a comfortable lead in that. There's another score from Southern Indiana. Good grief, where are all the Northeast Indiana scores? Here is the battle for the totem pole. The battle for the totem pole in Fort Wayne is Northside leads Southside 21-7 at the intermission on South Calhoun Street in Fort Wayne. And what do we have here? We're getting everything from every corner of the state.
Here we go. I got you, Coach. Leo, they are at Huntington North tonight. At the end of the first half, Leo led 22-6.
All right.
So there's some conference play for you.
And the 3-minute warm-up period underway. We got, here's a heavyweight battle in 6A. Carmel 21, Ben Davis 13 at the intermission.
Ooh.
That's a heavyweight ranked team.
Ooh, you got the battle of Carroll and Homestead over in Fort Wayne tonight. Carroll is on top of Homestead 14-3.
Ah, interesting.
It's typically not something that you would expect from
Carroll's been playing well.
From Homestead football, though. I mean, Homestead obviously, as Justin Daly would like to say on the Blows of Sports, be a perennial powerhouse.
That's right. That's a good term. And looks like Concordia just put a touchdown on the board against Wayne. And South Adams, whoever they're playing, they're leading 42-6 in a rout at halftime. They don't tell who they're playing, but at least that's somewhat in the area.
Turn that music on. Hey. That's coming from the box. Okay.
Northside just kicked a field goal. So it should be 24-7. So that's kind of some area scores, and I don't know why I'm getting a lot from all over the place on my deal, but
Bishop Lures is playing Bishop Dwenger tonight. Lures is on top, 27-21.
Wow, that's a dandy.
That's a great matchup. I'll tell you what, Bishop Lures they've got a really good football program, and Bishop Dwenger, obviously they're just known for pretty much any sport that they compete in. That's definitely for sure.
So we're getting ready here. Under a minute in the second time frame here. And Eagles huddled up with their special teams coach. Not sure who the special teams coach is, but Klein will kick to get the half underway. And Eagles going to break the huddle. And that final 25 will run out, and then we will have second half action. 10-6 Columbia City over East Noble. Second half about to commence. Getz and Fuller. How about a run back? Be nice.
That would be very nice. I mean, we were talking with Coach Stetzel at half, where we were talking about the size comparison between Getz and Zolman. Zolman being the 6'5", 210 receiver for East Noble. So yeah, I mean, a bit of a size difference, and I think you can tell on the field, but still, Columbia City has been handling it really well.
So here we go. Klein puts it in the air, kicks it deep, and it's going to be fielded by Getz at the 4. And he's going to fake the reverse, and no, he does give it to Fuller. Fuller gets hammered. Big hit at the 12. Getz might have been better off to take that one. He looked like he had some blockers over there.
Talking about Zolman, he was the one that just delivered the blow to Getz, or to Fuller. Check that.
So that was about a 1-yard return after the reverse handoff there. So 7 seconds elapsed, and the Eagles with field position at their own 12. So we'll see if we can engineer another drive. Oh, put that up there. Kissinger?
Hey, whatever entertains the fans, Coach.
How can you make a meme? How can you make a meme of me? I don't even know what a meme is to start with.
It's the guy from Seinfeld.
Oh, that guy, yeah, somebody thinks I look like him. Bolt hands off, and here's Severs, I think, for a couple. Oh, 4 yards. No, 5 yards maybe. Ball to the 16, 2nd and 5. 2nd and 6. Okay, well, Bolt up under center. Pretty tight bunched formation. Bolt hands off, and Columbia City Severs gets tripped up immediately. Looks like no gain.
One thing that I've noticed from these first couple of plays, we've kind of strayed away from the full house backfield. Just throwing one back into in that position right behind Bolt.
So 3rd and 5, Eagles need a first down. They don't need to go 3 and out here in the initial drive. Almost a minute gone in the third. 10-6 Columbia City over East Noble. And not going to get it, not even close.
Barrera there.
4th down, 6, 7.
And out comes Garrett Kleffiker.
So the return man, as the Eagles go 3 and out, as it's going to be Munson, the return man. He's going to stand about his 45. So the Eagles mustered 4 yards on that coming out of the locker room, boy. So here's the snap. Kleffiker with time. Well, they almost got a block, and good kick going to be fielded by Munson at the 45. Munson shakes and bakes, wheels and deals, and going to be chased down. Don't overdo it, guys, and good tackle there.
That's Martin Smith there on the tackle.
Well, Smith gets after it. He tackles hard.
And especially in these past couple of weeks, Martin Smith has really stepped up for this Eagles defense and special teams as well. He's been able to make some big plays, been able to keep offenses at bay.
Well, so East Noble gets the ball back quickly, a minute 47 going in the third. They trailed Columbia City 10-6, and they have decent field position at the 47-yard line, their own 47. So Brazel back to work with the East Noble offense, the sophomore quarterback. He's got 3 receivers out. Now watch Zolman. Brazel takes the snap, looking to throw, throws it deep, and gonna be just incomplete off the fingertips.
Intended receiver there was Nick Munson. Just off of his fingertips. I mean, he was close to bringing that in, Coach.
Yep.
I'll tell you what. I mean, Brazel overthrew him, but he definitely closed some space in between him and that ball, and he was able to get his fingertips on that. He was so close to reeling that thing in. That would have been a sweet catch.
2nd and 10. Brazel takes the snap, hands off, and Eagles stifle that, although they're still on their feet. Forward progress maybe a yard. Big scrum there.
Who's at the bottom of the pile, that one?
Nichols, I think, was the ball carrier.
I think that was Mosier there on the tackle for the Eagles.
Down by 54.
Mosier indeed. And gain of 1, 3rd down 9. Ball at the 47-yard line, 48-yard line, check that. 9:40 to go in the third. Clock rolls. Brazel with plenty of time on the play clock. Takes the snap, a little bubble screen caught by Zolman, and they're going to drag him down short of the first down.
They're going to mark him about 2 yards short. Great defense there by Hunter Heron, just being able. That's sheer willpower there by Hunter Heron. I mean, we were talking about in the first half that size difference in between Heron and Zolman, and Heron was able to use his brute strength and leverage to be able to bring Zolman down 2 yards short of that first down marker.
And they'll go for it on 4th and a long 2. Brazel in the shotgun. 2 receivers out far side. Here comes one in motion, and they fake. And on the run, Brazel incomplete.
Pass incomplete. Eagles
No flags.
1st and 10.
East Noble turns it over on downs to Columbia City. Big defensive stand.
Yeah, intended receiver there was Kanan Carrico. And that was just a bad throw by Brazel there, just overthrew his man.
And so the Eagle defense comes up big after the Eagle offense kind of struggled out of the gate here in the half. What's that character's name on Seinfeld? No, George. Yeah,
George.
People have told me I look like him before a long time ago. So anyway, oh my Lord, the Eagles get plastered. Line of scrimmage, and gets eaten up, swarmed. Holiday in there, big Holiday. 2nd and 10. So 8.5 to go in the third. 10-6 Columbia City. They have the football, second offensive possession of the half. And they hand off, and that's not going to go, well, maybe 2. Sievers for a couple, and it's going to be 3rd down and 8.
I think we need to go back to running outside of the hashes, Coach. I mean, we've been so far in the start of this second half, we've been running it up the gut, and we need to use our speed. We need to use Getz. We need to use Fuller. We need to turn the corner. We got to have good blocking on the outside to do that, but we showed that we could do it in the first half.
3rd and 8, 8 minutes to go. Bolt takes the snap, rolls to the far side, is going to have to throw against the grain. Incomplete.
Intended receiver was Stratton Fuller there.
So the punting unit on for Columbia City on 4th and 8. 7:52 to go in the third. Clock stopped. As Bolt was just kind of being chased by the Armada there and found a late receiver and
just not being able to throw it in. I mean, he put it in a great spot for only Fuller to be able to touch that ball, but still,
tough catch.
It was a tough catch, but ball was a bit low.
Oh, almost blocked. Kleffiker gets it off. And they field it to 21. Nice move, but the Eagles, no, they let him off the hook. Oh, let him off the hook again. 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35. And he's going to go all the way. Touchdown, East Noble. Holy smokes. Holy Toledo. We've got an injured player down, but that is not.
Touchdown. Finally driven by Nick Munson.
No flag on the field. That's touchdown.
Munson, as the Eagles had him 3 times and let him get away. 12-10 East Noble.
Yeah, it's just not great punt coverage there by the Eagles. I mean, it was just you had probably, I think, you had the first initial, like, what, three defenders there with an attempt to tackle him, and just
3-on-1.
you would think that, yeah, you would think that odds are in our favor. Just
some good moves there by Munson, and it was good morning, good afternoon, and good night after that, as he rumbles at least 75 yards there for the touchdown. East Noble up 12-10. We have an injury timeout as there's an injured Eagle down there.
while that's being taken care of, talk to you about some underwriters real quick. Tonight's game feed is brought to you by Morsher's Builders Mart, located at 516 East Van Buren Street in Columbia City, with locations in Huntington, Wabash, Warsaw, and Goshen. Online at morshersbuildersmart.com, serving northeastern Indiana since 1871. This broadcast is brought to you by Bart's Car Store, selection of cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Bart's Car Store offers test drives, cash for trade-ins, and financing options. Bart's Car Store, serving Columbia City, Whitley County, and Fort Wayne. WJHS Radio is also brought to you by Mike & Sons Satellite and TV Services. Mike & Sons is an authorized Dish Network and DirecTV provider and is now offering 8-bay antenna TV hookups from Channel Master. That's up to 40 local channels from South Bend all the way to Fort Wayne. With 30 years of experience, Mike is here locally, hands-on for every customer. Mike & Sons is available on the phone at 260-213-3251. They're also on Facebook and online at mikeandsonsatellite.com.
So Jack Maley being assisted off the field as he took a hard hit, holding an ankle up, so something there, not putting any weight on that. So East Noble will come on to attempt the point after, as it's 13-12 or 12-10 in favor of East Noble on that punt return. I think that was about 65 yards. I don't remember where he caught it, but it was a long one at any rate. So Klein on to kick, trying to put East Noble up 3. East Noble takes the lead for the first time tonight. And here's the snap, the set, and he got it through. That looked ugly, but it flutters through, and it's 13-10.
City 10.
WJHS is brought to you in part by Indiana Physical Therapy, offering the highest credentialed therapists in the area, treating all walks of life, from peewees to professionals to Olympians. With 18 locations in northern Indiana, including Fort Wayne, Angola, Auburn, Bluffton, Decatur, Elkhart, Goshen, Huntington, New Haven, and Warsaw, Indiana Physical Therapy is next to Oriental Buffet in Columbia City. Indiana Physical Therapy, online at indianapt.com. Tonight's microphones are from the support of Flowtech Plumbing and Heating. Serving locally for 30 years, they offer furnace tune-ups and complete repair. More information is available at flowtechpnh.com.
So, momentum swings in East Noble's favor. As we've got 4:25 going in the third, and East Noble up for the first time tonight, 13-10. Run back there of a punt. So Klein will kick off. Now the Eagles have to answer. Again, it's another night of offense struggling to finish at times, but we finished a couple of times, but we're going to have to finish some more. This East Noble team's lost 2 straight. Columbia City lost last week to New Haven. And long kick, and going to be fielded by Getz at the 6. It's 10, 15, 20. And Getz runs into traffic, gets hauled down at the 26.
That's out to about the 26, 27-yard line, brought down by Brett Christensen.
Christensen on the tackle. So decent field position. First and 10 where? 26?
Yep.
So the Eagles try to answer the Knights as they trail for the first time tonight, 13-10 to the East Noble Knights. So what is that, 13 over there from the, is that Heron over there on the reception?
I believe that is.
And nothing. Severs maybe a half yard, maybe a yard.
Again, trying to go up the gut, and I feel like we just need to go back to what worked for us in the first half.
7.
Getting to the sidelines.
Okay, well, 2nd and 9. Move up on the 7-minute mark to go in the third. And Severs cuts up the middle and gets hit hard. He's going to get 5. Okay, 3rd down 4.
Brought down by Zolman.
Zolman, the tackle. Someone want to meet him head on. So Eagles at the 31. 2nd or 3rd and 4.
And it looks like Heron will come to the near side this time.
Bunched formation again. Bolt. He's going to take it upfield, and he gets hit in the backfield. And good morning, good afternoon, and good night as they swarm Bolt. As East Noble absolutely right in our grill again.
Yeah, I mean, when Bolt turned around to come to the near sideline, everything on the left part of the offensive line just kind of crippled and fell apart, and that's where East Noble's defensive line just came right in and tackled Bolt from behind.
Well, the Eagles punt again. Halfway through the third, and they trail 13-10, and Munson had the run back last time. Kleffiker, and there's a flag flying in there at the end. That's going to land short of Munson, and he's going to get away from it. It's going to take a Columbia City bounce. 27.
We'll see what this penalty marker is, but, Coach, that's our 3rd straight 3 and out in 6 minutes.
Yeah, not been overly productive here. So we're going to discuss what's going on here.
Yeah, personal foul call against East Noble.
On East Noble, I didn't see anything, but now Coach Luke Amstutz wants an explanation. He's not happy. So it's been relatively calm at the game. It's been a little bit of shoving after a couple plays, but nothing egregious until whatever happened there. But so that's going to give the Eagle offense back onto the field.
With relatively same field position that we were dealing with before. I mean, right about, what, the 26? 26, 25? No,
Yeah,
we're going to
move it.
Yeah.
So 15 yards on a personal foul against East Noble. Zolman pleading a case with the official. And maybe he was the guilty party. I don't know. Looks like the official signaled that he extended the arms to hit. I don't know what. Okay, so we got that bunch formation again, and now what? Do they have the ball spotted right? No, they move it up.
About a foot.
Yeah. 44-yard line. 1st and 10 Eagles. They get a huge break there. Now can they take advantage? 5:46 to go, third quarter, 13-10 East Noble. That bunch formation again. Bolt up the middle, and Bolt's going to drag the pile for about 5 towards midfield. Bolt drags the pile.
Yeah, that's typically what happens when you keep the ball in his hands. I mean, that's for sure. I mean, we've seen it time in and time out throughout the progression of the season, but also just tonight we've seen that quarterback sneak by Bolt, and it's been quite effective, picking up good chunks of yards, about 3 to 6 yards. So.
And Bolt gives it to Barrera. Barrera can't turn the corner, loses a couple.
Tackled by Nichols there.
So 3rd down, 6.
I think Nichols was the sole defender there that
Yep.
that was able to reach Barrera. I didn't see any other white jersey. It was just Nichols, so he somehow broke through.
So now Heron out to the wide side. And otherwise that same formation, everybody bunched in there. 3rd and 6 Eagles. Their own 48. And Bolt on the run, looking to throw. Hurls it deep, and Heron's down there. Caught! Heron inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Holy smokes. Heron with the defender draped all over him.
Yeah, he had Dalton Stinson all over Heron. I mean, and that was just pure. That's a 50-50 ball, and Heron made it work. It was a great catch.
Back. Almost one-handed that, didn't he? It's hard to see, but he caught it.
Nearly, but he pinned it against his chest, I think, with his left hand, and then just secured it with his right.
Okay, Columbia City, 1st and goal at the 8. Bolt gonna throw. No, he's gonna run. Takes off, and Bolt gets hit hard at the 5.
It looked like he took a hit to the head, but he came up relatively quickly.
But he went down. I mean, he led with the So he was prone to that. So second and goal at the 5, 4:10 to go. Third quarter, clock running, 13-10 East Noble. Columbia City, the benefactor of a huge break. Now they have to take advantage. It was a personal foul on East Noble, brought the Eagle offense back onto the field. And play clock down to 10. Eagles better get going. Still in the huddle.
5.
And down to 2. Bolt. Oh, timeout Eagles.
Timeout Eagles.
So timeout Eagles. 3:38 to go in the third. 13-10.
Tonight's game stream is brought to you in part by ProFed Credit Union, providing our community with modern banking services with individual attention for personal accounts and businesses alike. ProFed Credit Union specializes in savings for goals, mortgages, car loans, and business banking too. ProFed Credit Union serves Northern Indiana with a network of 37,000 plus ATMs and 12 branch locations. They are now in Columbia City, just off of US 30 near Walmart. Tonight's game score updates on WJHS are brought to you by Moot Over Ice Cream Shop. Building flavors from scratch, Moot Over offers ice cream flavors including Sunny Chocolate Nut Free, Strawberry Jam, Rocky Road, and Custom Candied Pecan. Moot Over also offers a variety of family sundaes, soft serve, shakes, tumbleweeds, and gluten-free desserts that accompany ice cream.
All right, well, after the timeout by the Eagles as the play clock was getting near a delay of game, the second and goal from the 6. 3:39 to go, third quarter. Columbia City looking to reclaim the lead. There's the full house backfield. First time we've seen that here in the second half. And Bolt hands to Getz, and gets nothing. Not even the line of scrimmage. There was nothing there. So now it's third down, 6. I think it's just time for Bolt to ram it in.
Just got to be able to punch it in the end zone here. We had struggles with this last year, just getting anything inside the 10-yard line. Now we're here. We did it earlier in the first quarter. We have to execute here.
Bolt takes the snap and gonna run with it, and he's not gonna get there. Down to the 3 perhaps, as I'm not sure he was looking to throw, and here comes the field goal unit.
Called it perfectly there though, Coach. Keeping it in Bolt's hands, but I mean, like you said, it looked like he was looking to throw. He had a couple receivers out there. It's just it looks like he got caught up in traffic. He didn't really have enough room to throw, so he had to run it himself.
So Kleffiker on for a 20-yard field goal out of the hole of Colton Piper. And there's the snap, set, and the kick is good. So we have a tie game with 9:32 gone here in the third. We're even at 13. Here's Sean with some underwriters.
Tonight's game feed is brought to you by Morse's Builder Smart, located at 516 East Van Buren Street in Columbia City, with locations in Huntington, Wabash, Warsaw, and Goshen. Online at morsesbuildersmart.com, serving northeastern Indiana since 1871. This broadcast is brought to you by Bart's Car Store, selection of cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Bart's Car Store offers test drives, cash for trade-ins, and financing options. Bart's Car Store, serving Columbia City, Whitley County, and Fort Wayne. WJHS Radio is brought to you by Mike & Sons Satellite and TV Services. Mike & Sons is an authorized Dish Network and DirecTV provider and is now offering 8-bay antenna TV hookups from Channel Master. That's up to 40 local channels from South Bend all the way to Fort Wayne. WJHS postgame highlights and schedules are on Facebook. Give us a like and a follow. You can listen online just like the on-air broadcast. Just visit WJHS915.org.
All right. Andrew Thompson, Sean Bledsoe for WJHS. 2:28 to go, third quarter. We have a 13-13 tie. Coach Armstrong checking in tonight. And Ricky listening in the backyard in suburban Fort Wayne. So Kleffiker to kick. And a squibber. And they pick it up at the 23, out across the 25-30. Look out here, down to 40, and knocked out by Kleffiker again. The punter, or the kicker, making a tackle. I tell you, Kleffiker's got to have 10 tackles this year.
Oh, for sure.
So
he's got to have the single-season record for most tackles by a punter/kicker. That's for sure.
43-yard, or check that. Wait a minute. 43-yard line, I should say, is where they're going to take over. they went out of bounds.
Somebody better get on a highlight video of all of Cluffiker's tackles and send it to Pat McAfee. Put it on Twitter.
So So first and 10 at the 43. Decent field position for the Knights. So Razzle, the sophomore quarterback, back to work. And they hand off, and here's Nichols. Nichols carries the pile for about 3. 46-yard line perhaps. 2:10, the clock runs here, third quarter at the stadium.
Looked like Ryan Elston on the tackle there for the Eagles.
Beautiful night for football. Glad you're with us. A lot of big crowd in the stands out here. East Noble traveled well tonight. Their section almost full over there. Down to a minute 52 to go in the third, 13-13, and Brazel takes the snap, hands to Nichols again. Nichols shreds the defense, flag. First down and then some. We got a flag.
Brock Uhair on the tackle there for the Eagles. See what the
Holding
marker.
East Noble.
Yep. I was going to say if penalty was closer to the line of scrimmage.
So a break there for Columbia City again. Otherwise, that was a 10 to 12-yard pickup. So spot of the foul, 10 yards. Looks like the spot of the foul, perhaps the 46. Oh, we're going to decline it.
Decline it, yeah.
Oh, there were 2 penalties.
Holding was declined, the other holding is accepted.
2 holding
2
penalties.
holding calls, so it's going to be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. 36-yard line.
On the Knights.
Second and 17. According to veteran PA man Mike Hoppy. Down here to our right. So, second and 17, clock runs a minute 35 to go in the third, 13-13. Brazel hands off to Nichols, cuts up the right side, breaks a couple tackles, going to get back near the original line of scrimmage.
Bring up a 3rd and 10.
Third and 10.
Yeah, it's just great blocking there by East Noble's offensive line, just being able to create that hole for Nichols. And then once Nichols gets just a bit of open field, he's going to turn on the Jets. He's going to pick up some yardage, and he did just there.
1:10 to go. 3rd and 10 for the Knights. Big opportunity for the Eagle defense to stop Nichols. Nichols cuts upfield. No, and he gets near the first down. Holy smokes, he drug the pile.
I think it was brought down short. I think it's like a yard or 2 short.
They'll go for it. 4th and 1. 53 seconds to go in the half.
4th and 1.
The Eagles scrambling to get personnel onto the field. Razzle fakes to Nichols. No, Nichols takes it. No, and he's tripped up. Turned over on downs.
Brock Uhair comes out of there very pumped. Assuming he was the one who got the shoestring tackle there. And
wow. Boy, I thought we were a little discombobulated. We were running people on at the last second there. And that's surprising. But, hey, credit to Uhair or whoever the heck was over there else otherwise.
I think it was Uhair. I think he was able to trip Nichols up by his shoe and just a tumble from there and down and turnover and downs.
13-13. Tight formation for Columbia City here, and the lone receiver. And Bolt carries it right up the middle. So 3 yards, and that could do it for the quarter. Yeah, but I think we're going to hurry up.
Yeah, I think we're going to have one more play at least.
So we've gone to this, we've seen the full house backfield one time here in the half. Well, Bolt looking at the sidelines. We're down to 16. I think they're just going to let the quarter expire now. Everybody looking around. And I think we're going to take care of it. We're going to let it run down.
13. East Noble Knights.
There it is. There's the siren. Into 3 quarters here at the stadium. Your score, 13-13. In favor of, in favor of nobody. It's fair to Midland, even Steven.
It's a clean slate
That's
there.
a draw.
WJHS is brought to you in part by Indiana Physical Therapy, offering the highest credentialed therapists in the area, treating all walks of life from peewees to professionals to Olympians. With 18 locations in northern Indiana, including Fort Wayne, Angola, Auburn, Bluffton, Decatur, Elkhart, Goshen, Huntington, New Haven, and Warsaw. Indiana Physical Therapy is next to Oriental Buffet in Columbia City. Indiana Physical Therapy online at indianapt.com. Tonight's microphones are from the support of Flowtech Plumbing and Heating. Serving locally for 30 years, they offer furnace tune-ups and complete repair. More information is available at flowtechpnh.com.
Well, thanks to the underwriters. Thanks, everybody, for listening out there on the internet tonight and live radio. Sean Bledsoe and Andrew Thompson here. Everybody at the station, thank you. Mr. Glaza and his crew doing some sideline stuff tonight, among other things. Fourth quarter about to commence, 13 apiece. Columbia City football. First and 10 at the East Noble 48, moving towards the north goal or right to left. And Bolt, step, fires, caught! Heron makes a move at the 40, 35, all the way down inside the 30 to the 28. Nice little slant pass.
Yeah, it was a great route ran there by Heron. I mean, he probably went about 5 yards deep and then made a hard cut to the outside. He had nobody on him. Clean throw for Bolt. Easy first down there for the Eagles.
Chain gang, they run it. Chain gang's getting there. All right, here we go. Bolt first and 10 from the East Noble 28, up under center. Man in motion, Barrera, and Severs bobbles and wobbles ahead for a couple. Severs has not found as much room as he did early on.
No, and I think it's a majority of it is I think they're keeping Severs inside the hashes and they're attacking more to the inside. I mean, in the first half we saw Severs go a bit more out to the sidelines, so we'll see what Coach Fox draws up, see if we can get Severs out on the big gain again.
So Bolt up under center, 14 on the play clock, first and 10, or second and 8, I should say. He throws to the end zone. That's over everybody. That's in the parking lot almost, incomplete.
I think he was pressured too. I think he had a couple of East Noble defensive linemen in his face.
So third down and 8 on the East Noble 26. Eagles need a big one here. Yeah, it's pretty quick moving game tonight. We've had some long ones.
We have had some long ones this year, that is for sure.
So everybody getting their signals straight. Columbia City 12 on the play clock, 11:05 to go in the game, 13 apiece. East Noble and Columbia City, and a hand up the middle, and Severs gets hit almost immediately. Gets in a couple. So fourth down and 6. Big play here.
Yeah, the blocking for Severs on those inside runs just hasn't really been the best, not being able to create a hole. And it looks like Kleffiker will trot on to see if he can give the Eagles a lead here.
16 seconds on the play clock. 41-yard field goal attempt. Garrett Kleffiker. 10.5 to go. Piper to hold. And that one's got the distance. Good! Kleffiker from 41. Columbia City 16, East Noble 13.
What a kick there by Garrett Kleffiker. He's got the leg, and I can't believe that they sent Zolman back there. They sent Zolman back in the end zone just to see if it was short, if he was going to return it. But
I suppose that's pretty good strategy.
Yeah, well, it's a good strategy for a team that doesn't have Garrett Kleffiker.
All right.
Kid's got a cannon of a leg. Tonight's game stream is brought to you in part by ProFed Credit Union, providing our community with modern banking services with individual attention for personal accounts and businesses alike. ProFed Credit Union specializes in savings for goals, mortgages, car loans, and business banking too. ProFed Credit Union serves Northern Indiana with a network of 37,000 plus ATMs and 12 branch locations. They are now in Columbia City, just off of US 30 near Walmart.
We've had a good one here tonight. A little bit of a defensive game. 16-13, Columbia City back in the lead. As they've had a little bit of a struggle at times on offense, but they've found enough to get the lead back with 10:22 to go.
I think the biggest thing for us in these final 10 minutes is just being able to close out. If you remember back to week 2 when we played Delta, we had the lead going into the late part of the game, and defensively we just kind of slipped, and offense kind of went into a bit of a stalemate. So got to finish this game out.
So Kleffiker to put it in the air. It'll be a long one, going to be fielded at the 5 and across the 10, 15, 20, and he's dragging a pile. Holy smokes, out to the 30.
Let's see who was there on the tackle. That's Brock Uhair.
Another injured player? Nope. East Noble, they got him up. 1st and 10 at their own 30. Eagles had hands on him at the 22, and he drugged the pile for another 8 yards.
Yes, that's kind of been the special thing about East Noble's special teams play tonight. They've been able to get relatively good field position from their returns.
All right, 10:13 to go in the ball game. 16-13 Columbia City. 1st and 10 at their own 29 for the Knights. And sophomore quarterback Brazel back to work out of the shotgun with 3 receivers. In motion goes Munson, and they pick up the ball, and they let him out. Oh, 40, look out! 45, midfield, 45, 40. And Eagles, oh, they lose him again. Now they get him down at the 35. Holy smokes.
Tackled there by Easton Carnahan from behind.
As Nichols bursts out of there for 35, about 40 yards. Has a little misdirection, and everybody kind of rolled to the far side, and holy smokes, here's Nichols coming like a runaway freight train to the other side. So 1st and 10 at the Eagle 45. And they give it to Nichols again. Nichols cuts up field on the left side. He's going to get 5. Call it 4. 2nd 6.
See, ever since they threw in Nichols into that running back position, probably mid first quarter when their first running back fumbled, he's kind of been the setting the offensive forte.
Well, we haven't seen Carrico carry the ball since the early stages after that turnover. So, all right, Brazel hands off this time and stifle Carrico. There's Carrico, the aforementioned. Here he is.
Look like Mosier and Ryan
time.
Elston on the tackle there.
Equipment issue for one of our guys. 75 coming off there.
79, Riley Tucker.
Okay, so 3rd and 5 at the Columbia City 30. 8:50 to go in the game. 16-13 Columbia City over East Noble. Brazel in the shotgun. And they're going to look to the sidelines. 30 seconds on the play clock, plenty of time. So Brazel, they do a little more shifting. 8.5 to go, flag on the play. And, yep, it's going to be on East Noble.
Yeah, false start.
There it is, false start on the Knights. This is going to make it 3rd down 10.
Back to about the 36-yard line.
36-yard line.
Long 10.
Jaylee Morrison checking into the broadcast, one of my
right.
classmates. She's asking what razzle means, Coach.
That's his name, isn't it? Brazel.
Razzle.
Razzle Dazzle? I don't know. Maybe I called him Razzle.
I think you said razzle dazzle.
All right, Brazel. He razzle dazzles. Brazel out of the shotgun, and now they're looking to the sideline for the play again. Brazel on 3rd and 10 at the Eagle 35. Has time. Brazel looking, cuts up field, and Eagles eat him up. Got it, maybe a yard. 4th down 10.
Brody Barker and Ian Clifford there on the tackle together.
As Eagles close the gap in a hurry on Brazel. 4th and 10.
And it looks like Brazel's going to stay on the field.
Well, I don't think they have a kicking game like we do from that distance. Brazel on 4th and 10. 8:01 to go. He's on the run to the other side. Fires. Overshot his man. Incomplete.
Intended receiver, I think, was Zolman.
Zolman.
Yeah.
And he had him. Zolman extended, but it went a little too high. And that turns it over on downs to Columbia City with 7:56 to go. And you know, Sean, you brought up the Delta game earlier, and the score is obviously a little different than the second week of the season, but we have the kind of the same scenario setting up as you talked about a little bit ago.
We do. We
have a chance now.
We have a chance to close out this game, and we just have to execute. We have to make sure that we take care of the football. We don't allow any turnovers, and we make sure that we take care of the penalties. Make sure that there's nothing that's going to keep us back from getting those first downs.
Still a long way to go, but again, the same scenario as a few weeks ago against Delta. The Eagles lost that one 14-10 late. Bolt Flag on the play.
And
hold your cards.
false start there.
False start on Columbia City. Holy crow.
This was kind of the start against Delta. It was just penalties, so we have to manage. Got to control what we can control.
1st and 15 for Columbia City. Back to their 30-yard line. 1st and 15. And here we go. Bolt. And tripped up. Loss on the play. Is that Barrera?
Yeah, Barrera. It's who Bolt handed off to.
Okay. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 16. 7:35 to go in the ball game. 16-13 Columbia City. Need to move the chains. 16 on the play clock. Columbia City in the huddle.
As it looks like Stratton Fuller will be the sole receiver on the far side.
Bolt with 6 on the play clock, takes the snap, fakes, he's rolling to the far side, running out of room, look out, throws it, and he gets hit out of bounds, or close to out of bounds, I guess.
He overthrew Fuller.
So that's going to bring up 3rd and 16. Eagles have themselves not in the best of predicaments here. 7:08 to go, the clock stopped. Columbia City by 3. So they're on the 29-yard line. Columbia City sets it up 3rd and 16. Need a big play here.
You got 2 receivers. You got Fuller, and I believe that's Shear.
And Bolt fakes, Bolt back. Oh, he's on the hot seat. Gets away from a man, runs, and gets knocked down. And going to get about 3 or 4 yards, and that's going to be 4th down and 12.
He had Getz wide open at midfield. Just wasn't looking his way.
As he was being chased by a bunch of white jerseys. So 4th and 12, here comes Kleffiker. Holy smokes. Kleffiker stands at his 20. Return man Munson at his 35, drifting him backwards a little. 13 on the play clock, 6:32 to go. Wobbly snap. Kleffiker gets it out of there. Not one of his better ones, but it's going to take a Columbia City bounce. And it's going to go down to the 21-yard line.
Touchdown at the 21-yard line.
So, Eagle defense put on the spot again. As the offense struggling a little bit. 6:21 to go.
Tonight's game score updates on WJHS are brought to you by Moo Over Ice Cream Shop. Building flavors from scratch, Moo Over offers ice cream flavors including Sunny Chocolate Nut Free, Strawberry Jam, Rocky Road, and Custom Candied Pecan. Moo Over also offers a variety of family sundaes, soft serves, shakes, tumbleweeds, and gluten-free desserts that accompany ice cream. Moo Over is a plant-based ice cream shop that is tailored to those who either have a sensitivity to dairy, allergens, or taking a more healthy approach to eating. Moo Over Ice Cream Shop, located right across from the furniture store in downtown Columbia City.
All right, Brazel back to work. They got 3 receivers to the far side. They make a move there and shift. Brazel takes it, hands off. Here comes Nichols around the left side. Nichols, and they're going to get him this time after a gain of 2.
He pretty much ran into a sea of black jerseys there.
So that's going to be Carnahan, the tackle, out to the 25-yard line. 2nd and 7, gain of 3 for Nichols. 6 minutes to go. 16-13 Columbia City. And Brazel takes the snap, throws, caught, 1st down. Easy 1st down, and more. Out to the 39.
39-yard line.
Receiver there
Zolman.
was Zolman. Yeah.
Zolman?
Yep.
Move the chains, 1st and 10.
The reception.
As the chain gang gets it going. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 at the Snowball 49. They got 3 receivers, and they look for the play at the sidelines. 15 on the play clock. And Brazel pitches wide, and with a head of steam, look out up the sidelines. Cut back. Oh, my, 40, 35, 30. And oh, they let him off the hook. He spins and down to the 21-yard line.
Down about the 22-yard line.
No flags. Who was that?
With the stop.
Was that Nichols again?
It was Nichols again, and we have an injured Eagle. It's Ryan Elston who's limping on his ankle there.
Down to the 22, as that was 40, how many yards? Oh, that was a 38, so that's going to be 44-yard pickup. Holy smokes. East Noble now down to the 22-yard line. 1st and 10, injury timeout for Columbia City.
Tonight's game feed is brought to you by Morse's Builders Mart, located at 516 East Van Buren Street in Columbia City, with locations in Huntington, Wabash, Warsaw, and Goshen. Online at morsesbuildersmart.com, serving northeastern Indiana since 1871. This broadcast is brought to you by Bart's Car Store, selection of cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Bart's Car Store offers test drives, cash for trade-ins, and financing options. Bart's Car Store, serving Columbia City, Whitley County, and Fort Wayne. WJHS Radio is also brought to you by Mike & Sons Satellite and TV Services. Mike & Sons is an authorized dish network and direct TV provider and is now offering 8-bay antenna TV hookups from Channel Master. That's up to 40 local channels from South Bend all the way to Fort Wayne.
Well, Elston comes off under his own power, still limping a bit.
5:17 to go in this game.
So 5:17 to go, 16-13 Eagles. East Noble with a huge run there.
Good night.
And at the Columbia City 22.
22-yard line. So now, East Noble.
And they're going to roll the clock.
So Brazel. He's got his 3 receivers again. Brazel looking, and hurls it in the corner. Almost intercepted. Oh, they're going to throw a flag.
Offensive.
That has to be offensive, I would think.
Standing away from the ball again, yeah. And a penalty marker on the play.
Wow.
Columbia City.
And that is
Heron
against
over there.
Heron, yeah.
He's pleading his case to no avail, so that's going to be
Pass interference, which will be half the distance. The ball will go down to about the 11.
so.
He's still wondering.
We're waiting to intercept the ball, and the guy runs into us. So that's offensive passing.
Well, yeah, I mean, it looked like Heron was going to in position to pick
Yeah,
it.
I mean, he was relatively flat-footed. It's not, I mean, he stuck out his.
You thought he pushed him off first? Well, now Coach Fox wants an explanation. So, East Noble in prime position now at the 11-yard line.
5:05 to go in this game. We're waiting what the officials call it, because that is big for both Columbia City and East Noble.
I mean, discussing it with Coach Fox, and
Well, he's just giving an explanation.
yeah, they're finally walking it off. Yep.
Marching the ball, penalty against Columbia.
And the Columbia City fans get a little irate. The Boo Birds come out below us.
10 from the 11-yard line for the Knights.
So 1st and 10 at the 11. Columbia City defense needs to come up big here. Has Brazel out of the shotgun. 1st and 10 at the 11. They're going to change their play. 5:05 to go. And they give it to Nichols. Nichols around left side. Wall of blockers. He's going to get to the 6, 7 maybe.
Down to about the 8-yard line.
Looked like Mosier there on the tackle for the Eagles.
Officials time. Another equipment issue.
Yeah, and it's Riley Tucker yet again.
His helmet came off. Something must have snapped on it.
Yeah, that's twice now.
Ball on the 7-yard line.
So now at the 7-yard line, 2nd, and they can still get a 1st down.
Now official.
Now what are they doing?
Play clock started at 40. There we go.
Okay.
So it's going to be 2nd and about
Okay, clock runs, 4:50 to go. At the 7. Ball on the 7. East Noble looking to the sidelines for a play. 4:40 to go. Columbia City 16, East Noble 13. And they pitch it wide. Look out. Here's Nichols. Touchdown, East Noble. Yep, touchdown. I think, did they signal it?
Yeah, they did. They did signal it. Yep, it was a great move to the outside there by Nichols. He had great blocking. I think he had one of the receivers and a tight end out there that led the way for him, and relatively smooth and easy path into the end zone.
Yeah, he really didn't have much impedance there. Blockers did a good job. So Nichols from 7 yards puts the East Noble Knights back in the lead. 19-16, Klein to kick. This is a big extra point here. And it's out, they bobble it. Oh, and Eagles, they got him. And they bobble the snap, so that's big. That keeps Eagles within a field goal with 4:33 to go. So PAT, the snap fumbled. Underwriters for Sean.
WJHS is brought to you in part by Indiana Physical Therapy, offering the highest credentialed therapists in the area, treating all walks of life from Pee-wees to professionals to Olympians. With 18 locations in northern Indiana, including Fort Wayne, Angola, Auburn, Bluffton, Decatur, Elkhart, Goshen, Huntington, New Haven, and Warsaw, Indiana Physical Therapy is next to Oriental Buffet in Columbia City. Indiana Physical Therapy, online at indianapt.com. Tonight's microphones are from the support of Flowtech Plumbing and Heating, serving locally for 30 years. They offer furnace tune-ups and complete repair. More information is available at flowtechpnh.com.
Well, Columbia City with 4:33 to go trails it by 3 now. As it's been 4 Garrett Kleffiker field goals. And check that, 3 Garrett Kleffiker field goals and a touchdown and a PAT tonight. East Noble back in the lead. And this has been a dandy, mostly defense.
Yeah, mostly the game, and we'll see how the Eagles' offense can respond to it. East Noble's defense has held them pretty strong in this fourth quarter. So
East Noble's gotten a couple of big ones, big plays. Ours have been a little more, well, the one drive was a sustained drive. So Klein to kick, and going to be long into the corner, going to bounce, and picked up at the 10. Gets 15, 20, 25, 30. He's got a couple men to beat, and midfield, 45-yard line. Gets all the way back to the East Noble 45. Is he okay?
That's the question. Yeah, he took a massive hit from behind, knocked all the wind out, but he's up. Yeah.
So Getz turns on the burners. So position inside East Noble territory. No flags. Boy, a couple more moves, he could have been gone.
He only had really 2 men. Only 2 men kind of working with him, and the one directly behind him had some pretty good closing speed and was able to tackle Getz. He was able to save the touchdown, that's for sure.
1st and 10 at the East Noble 45, 4:24 to go. Bolt and company back to work. Time to get this offense off the schneid and get a touchdown, boys. So up under center, Bolt. Hands off. And is that
Severs?
Severs for a yard, half yard. Boy, we are getting nothing up the middle this half.
You got to move Severs to the outside. You got to be able to trust your blockers on the edge so that Severs can turn that corner and get to the sideline.
So gain of a half a yard, 2nd and 9. Columbia City going to huddle. 4 minutes to go, 20 seconds on the play clock. Bolt gets the play into the huddle. 19-16, East Noble over Columbia City. It's been a dandy. So Bolt up under center, 3:45 to go. He steps back, fires. They blocked right at the line of scrimmage, the throw.
Yeah, it was batted down by Kenan Carrico.
So 3rd and 9. So the Eagle offense sputtering a little bit here. And I think you're in 4-down territory now. Got to get it here. You've got 2 timeouts. So we had to take one when the play clock got down. So 3rd and 9, 2 receivers coming in there side. Bolt takes the snap, rolls to the far side, and look out. And he sidesteps a man. Bolt goes the other way. He's going to run, and he's tripped up. Oh, up the middle and barely across the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and he had the outside. He had the far side completely wide open. He chose to make a move towards the middle, and it was the wrong move.
East Noble injury. So now it's 4th and a bunch. 10.
Bull had all day up that right side. Not sure if he had someone if he saw something, some faint white out of his right side. I'm not sure what it was, but it deterred him from going to the outside.
So I think we're probably going for it on 4th and 10 with 3:33 to go. I mean, you got 2 timeouts, and a punt would have to be perfectly placed. So, Columbia City down to perhaps this play.
Tonight's game stream is brought to you in part by ProFed Credit Union, providing our community with modern banking services with individual attention for personal accounts and businesses alike. ProFed Credit Union specializes in savings for goals, mortgages, car loans, and business banking too. ProFed Credit Union serves northern Indiana with a network of 37,000 plus ATMs and 12 branch locations. They are now in Columbia City, just off of US 30 near Walmart. Tonight's game score updates on WJHS are brought to you by Moo Over Ice Cream Shop. Building flavors from scratch, Moo Over offers ice cream flavors including sunny chocolate nut-free, strawberry jam, Rocky Road, and custom candied pecan. Moo Over also offers a variety of family sundaes, soft serves, shakes, tumbleweeds, and gluten-free desserts that accompany ice cream. Moo Over is a plant-based ice cream shop tailored to those who have either a sensitivity to dairy, allergens, or are taking a more healthy approach to eating. Moo Over Ice Cream Shop, located right across from the furniture store in downtown Columbia City. WJHS post-game highlights and schedules are on Facebook. Give us a like and a follow. You can listen online, just like the on-air broadcast. Just visit WJHS915.org.
So, they get the East Noble, as that's 22, Carrico. He's being helped off. Eagles face 4th and 10, 3:33 to go. They have 2 timeouts. They trail it 19-16.
3:33 to go.
Eagles need a big one here. This has been a good one, but if you're an Eagle fan, offense has struggled. All right, here we go. Bunched up formation. We have one receiver. We got that tight formation, and Bolt. And they're going to give it to Bolt, and razzle-dazzle, and Bolt. Short.
Penalty marker on the play. So crazy. Like the lights. Penalty marker on the play.
It was a little trick play.
And there's a penalty marker on the field.
There's a flag. When you see yellow.
And
By the Eagles is declined. Knights take over 1st and 10.
As Bolt pitched it to somebody or threw it, I don't know who, the Piper, and then he threw it back to Bolt, and then Bolt tried to run up the way, and he only got to what? He only was 4 yards short, I think. So from the own 40-yard line, it's East Noble, and they're the driver's seat for sure now. 2 Columbia City timeouts. And, of course, East Noble beat us twice last year. And right now they're in a position to do it again, barring a turnover.
Oh, yeah, I know. We had one not here, though.
as East Noble's offense will take the field here.
So, Brazel. You probably see him put it on the ground now. Man in motion, and they fake, and the reverse, and oh my, broken tackles out near the first down, midfield, just short of it.
Nick
Munson.
Yeah.
Nelson's back out there after his ankle problem. So, 2nd down 1. 3 minutes to go. 19-16 East Noble.
Oh, how tense it is. What a battle. 2 great schools, 2 great teams.
And 2nd 1 at the 49. Down to 250. And they're going to double check the play there. Play clock down to 6, 2:38 in the game. They hand it off to Nichols, and Eagles, yeah, they let him slip ahead for the first down. That'll stop the clock temporarily with 2.5 to go.
Down, Knights, 49-yard line on the Eagles.
Defense has got to be able to force something to happen, got to be able to either hold them on this set of downs or force some turnover. Just got to be able to make something happen here. Brazel's in the gun here.
Brazel, it's going to take a sweet time.
And there's a penalty marker here.
False start.
And I'll tell you, that is a big break for East Noble. False start on the Knights.
And that's going to make things hopefully a bit more manageable for this Columbia City defense.
So 2:21 to go.
It'll be 1st and 15. Ball on the East Noble 46.
Another first down. We need a couple first downs.
Actually, I was off by a year. It was 2010 was the last time Columbia City beat East Noble. Off by a year. All right, Brazel. 1st and 15 on the 46, their own 46. Under 2 minutes to go, and penalty again. False start East Noble.
Start again.
So 2 straight false starts on East Noble. Clock down to 1:57.
And you would think that this has got to be the moment for the Eagles to
1st and 20.
to make a stop. Need it right here. Has to happen on this set of downs.
1st down and 20. Minute 57 to go. Columbia City still with 2 timeouts. Brazel takes the snap, hands off, and a couple slip tackles. We get about 3 yards. Timeout Columbia City.
Timeout by Columbia City. Brody Barker with the stop.
Brody Barker there with the tackle.
2nd down. 17.
1:57 to go.
I think there's some confusion as to who called the timeout.
Game clock didn't move.
3 seconds.
And
40 seconds more.
They want 3 seconds off the clock.
3 seconds off.
off. Yeah.
So they're saying it goes down to 154.
1:54.
Columbia City has another timeout. It's 2nd and 11.
So it apparently was a Columbia City timeout. I
Yes.
would think. I would.
Yep.
So it's now 2nd and 17. And it's at the 44-yard line.
Everybody's biting their fingernails, and
Now what?
Mike and Stan are already biting their toenails.
Here comes the referee over. What's he doing?
What happened this last 154?
Timeout. Columbia City.
Okay, so,
There's the signal.
yep.
So they got that decided. 1:54 to go. 19-16 in favor of East Noble.
Tonight's game feed is brought to you by Morse's Builders Mart, located at 516 East Van Buren Street in Columbia City, with locations in Huntington, Wabash, Warsaw, and Goshen. Online at morsesbuildersmart.com, serving northeastern Indiana since 1871. This broadcast is also brought to you by Bart's Car Store, selection of cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Bart's Car Store offers test drives, cash for trade-ins, and financing options. Bart's Car Store, serving Columbia City, Whitley County, and Fort Wayne. WJHS Radio is also brought to you in part by Mike & Sons Satellite TV Services. Mike & Sons is an authorized Dish Network and DirecTV provider and is now offering an 8-bay antenna TV hookup from Channel Master. That's up to 40 local channels from South Bend all the way to Fort Wayne. With 30 years of service experience, Mike is here locally, hands-on for every customer. Mike & Sons is available on the phone at 260-213-3251. They're also on Facebook and online at mikeandsonssatellite.com.
Well, down to minute 54. Columbia City with 1 timeout left. East Noble facing 2nd and 17 at their own 44. As East Noble looks for their 11th straight victory over Columbia City. Then again, the last win for Columbia City in the 2010 campaign, a 56-55 overtime decision up in Kindleville. Yeah, Kissinger, you probably do. You were probably in school, weren't you? You played in that classic. Yeah, the man sitting beside me. All right, East Noble, 2nd and 17. Minute 54 to go. Flag on the play.
It's a
False start.
Another false start, yeah.
False start. Knights.
And Coach Luke Amstutz is not happy as he's pleading his case with the side judge over there.
Look at the side.
Kissinger, oh my gosh.
Is that a Coke he's drinking?
and fittingly so, Coach.
Is that a Coke? Okay.
Yeah, fittingly so.
That's my drink. All right, 2nd and 22, ball back to the 39-yard line now. 1:54. So no clock, no time elapsed. So here's East Noble, 2nd and 22. Columbia City still with the 1 timeout. And they give the handoff up the middle, and the Eagles stifle that. And there's the final Columbia City timeout with 1:48 to go. 3rd down, and what? 21 maybe? They're down 20.
WJHS is brought to you in part by Indiana Physical Therapy, offering the highest credentialed therapists in the area, treating all walks of life, from peewees to professionals to Olympians. With 18 locations in northern Indiana, including Fort Wayne, Angola, Auburn, Bluffton, Decatur, Elkhart, Goshen, Huntington, New Haven, and Warsaw. Indiana Physical Therapy is next to Oriental Buffet in Columbia City. Indiana Physical Therapy, online at indianapt.com. Tonight's microphones are from the support of Flowtech Plumbing and Heating, serving locally for 30 years. They offer furnace tune-ups and complete repair. More information is available at flowtechpnh.com.
So, 3rd and 20 for East Noble. No timeouts for Columbia City now. So they can essentially got to run a couple plays and use their 40-second clock. Ooh, that puts us down in the teens for seconds left. We could potentially get the ball back. That 1 timeout looming large now, where we had some confusion and let the play clock run down. So here's East Noble, 3rd and 20. And they hand it off to Nichols and into the pile. And, oh boy, got away. Gets up near the original line of scrimmage out to midfield. But no timeouts for the Eagles up to the 50. It's going to be 4th down 10. So, yeah, this will take it down to near a minute. Play clock and game clock about a second differential. So, East Noble.
It looks like they're going to keep their offense on the field, too.
So, this is 4th and 11.
Try to draw us offside.
I think we're going to stay there and then call a timeout.
Yeah, they'll call a timeout here. Yeah, they're going to call timeout.
Yep.
Quarterback clapped his hands, tried to throw Columbia City off a little bit, but so 4th and 11 and 59 seconds to go. So Fuller's going to go back. Well, if there was ever a time for a run back.
We could use it right about now. Tonight's game stream is brought to you in part by ProFed Credit Union, providing our community with modern banking services with individual attention for personal accounts and businesses alike. ProFed Credit Union specializes in savings for goals, mortgages, car loans, and business banking too. ProFed Credit Union serves northern Indiana with a network of 37,000 plus ATMs and 12 branch locations. They are now in Columbia City, just off of US 30 near Walmart.
So, timeout, East Noble, and they will apparently punt, which I would imagine. East Noble comes in at 3-2 tonight. Of course, they lost a game with Northwood due to quarantine shutdown, so they're 3-2. Columbia City 4-2. So we have Fuller back. Zolman to kick, a punt, I should say. And high snap. Zolman gets it away. And it's going to take an East Noble, Columbia, and it goes into the end zone. Break for the Eagles there.
Yeah, huge break. If that would have stopped right around the goal line, that would have spelled trouble. But getting the ball at the 20, that's much
huge.
It's huge.
51 seconds, no timeouts with which to work. So the middle of the field probably out of the question.
Probably going to be a lot of sideline throws, I would imagine, coming from Bolt. Definitely going to be using Shear, Heron, Fuller, Getz to the best of their ability.
Well, we'll see what we come out with here. 80 yards away from pay dirt. So we got two receivers to the far side. I cannot tell for the life of me who they are. Bolt takes the snap, rolls to the far side, going to reverse it. Bolt on the hot seat, running out of way. Oh, and Columbia City drops it. They had a first down. It was Fuller. He would have been tackled in bounds.
We got a penalty marker on the play.
Penalty marking back there.
Illegal block in the back on the Eagles.
Only on the Eagles. So that's big. Go back to the 10.
So that's going to take it back to the 10.
It's a costly penalty. That's something that.
Or, well, 5-yard line. Spotted the foul or no?
See, that's just.
No, it's. Yep.
Yeah, going back to the 5.
Down to the 5.
See, that's just something that we were talking about earlier, Coach. You got to take care of the penalties, and you got to take care of the ball, and the penalties are what killing. They're what killing us right now.
Well, Bolt had to get rid of that, and he was being chased by an armada of white jerseys. 44 seconds, first in a bunch. 44 seconds. Bolt at his 5. Bolt drops back. Bolt comes to the near side and got to throw it. Finds a man, caught.
Out of bounds.
And got out of bounds.
That was Shear.
Shear. They're out to the 28-yard line. And that gets us out of the shadow of the end zone. Nichols the stop. Is that a first down?
I don't think they're moving the
They're going
chains.
to check.
Nah, they're short. Be third and about a yard.
Third and about a yard. That's irrelevant. We've got a second and a yard.
So it's now 2nd and 1, but he now.
A bunched up formation.
Columbus City, no timeouts.
Play clock's down to 6. That's not right.
Got to snap it, yep.
Bolt fakes, look out, they're after him, and he gets away. Bolt on a hot seat, got to get out of bounds, and he does.
Wow.
With 27 seconds,
If there's
he
something,
got the first down, but boy, he almost got drilled.
if there's something that Greg Bolt can give us, it's most certainly a heart attack. Definitely thought he was going down with the way that he hunched over.
He's a strong man to take down. Okay, so first down ball at the 36 of Columbia City. Bolt, 27 seconds. Look out, they're after him again. Sidesteps a man, throws it deep. And knocked away. Good defense there. That stops the clock. We can get reset here on second down.
Intended receiving there was Hunter Heron on the far sideline.
Time for the hook and ladder.
There's 20 seconds left.
And realistically, all they're really thinking about is trying to get into a decent field goal range for Kleffiker to try to tie the game.
20 seconds. We have it on our own 37.